Gonzo, the producer's here. Nobody, Len, King, Zuga. Boom. There we go. Daily dose of political crack. That's right. Pop this chat out. All right, we have all chats ready. What's up, dudes? How we doing? How we doing? Huh? Hazard Inc. is in the chat. We've got the Black Knight, the Scribe, No Not Neya, Batman, Mark. Who's that? Maxter. Black Knight of Ashton. Just saying. The helly? Can't find my shit. Oh well. 5. Renalyn. You see the drunk raccoon going on a bender? I have not. I have not, sir. How's everyone doing? Got a chat flowing in today? Yes, sir. We've got Dismayed. Who's that? East? Ooga Booga. What's up, dudes? Hey, Brittany. Thing's wobbly, bro. Oh, yeah. It's like, why is this thing so wobbly? Yeah, all right. Screws are coming loose. There we go. Will you teach me? It says, welcome back. It's my birthday. And you hop on out of nowhere. Happy birthday, will you teach me? I am on out of nowhere. Yeah, sorry, I haven't been on in like a week. Took some time off, and then like once the holidays were over, I was like taking a little bit more time off. But I'm back. I am back. I'm ready to go. It's almost the weekend. See, what is it? Today's Wednesday. Hump day. We got Thursday, Friday left. Yes, sir. Yeah, some good food, good times. I should show you guys my my setup. Hold up. I have a I'll show you my turkey setup. See if I can find it. Ah, here it is. Yo, look at my turkey setup, dude. See that? Deep fried a turkey. You get deep fry them. Boom. Boom is right. Yes. You saw it? Yeah, bro. I gave the turkey a hot tub. Yes, sir. Hey, Brittany. Look. I need it. Yeah, what do you guys think of my my turkey setup? You still haven't fried turkey? Oh, bro. It was delicious. You had brisket instead of turkey. That sounds fun. How am I doing today? I'm doing great. How are you doing? No shout out for Mark? No, I said hi, Mark. What's up? We got Jason in the chat. Smokey. What's up? Batmanuela. Turkey time bomb. It was bomb as fuck. Not a good idea. It was delicious. What are you talking about? Trump on top? Indeed. Indeed. DAF means dope as fuck. Ah, I didn't know that myself. Need water. I partied too hard last night. Now you're hungry? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Gotta stay hydrated. I don't think it should be in the house. That's what the cardboard's for. Find it? No. Not over there, huh? Where the fook? Oh, I found it. Give me a sec. My knee is killing me. I gotta put my knee brace thing on. My knee feels like it's gonna blow up. Show us your pets. They around. They roam. I could zap them for you. Want me to zap the dogs? God, it was behind my computer. I think so. Ah, there we go. That feels better. Love the lights. Thanks. Yeah, we got the lights going today. Let me full screen for everyone else. Look at that. Do we have all the chats open right here? I might want to do a different chat thing. Hold on. Ooh, I just realized. There we go. Switch scenes. I had some computer issues. I think we got them all fixed. There we go. There we go. That's looking good. That's what's up. Top 3 cars? One of my favorite cars that I always wanted to have when I was younger, but I don't really care about cars that much anymore, but was a Cadillac CTS-V. Those things are badass. It's like super fast and it's luxurious at the same time. Semper Fi, Devil Dog. What's up, Jerry? Semper. No income tax would be nice, but it's property tax we need to abolish. I agree. Yeah, property tax, dude. That's just paying the government rent for your land, dude. It's not fair. I thought, I thought I owned it. I didn't know I had to pay them, each year to have my own land. That's annoying. What's your favorite crayon flavor? Yellow. Yellow on the way? '78 Impala. That'd be cool to have. How do you feel about Canada? Canada's aight. 51st state, baby. Does my wife make the money? Yep. She takes care of me. She's my sugar mama. My sugar mama. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, cool. Got all my... Everything should be good to go. I'm ready to stream. I got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. '99 T-top silver Firebird. That sounds cool. So yeah, I'm actually about to cook another turkey today. I'm gonna deep fry it. What do you guys think of my setup? You guys like it? Very festive stream. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. So it's very Christmassy in here. Merry Christmas. Merry Chrysler. See a fire in my future? I got one going. I got my fireplace going. You guys can't see it from here, but like my videos. Thanks for watching. Bros giving. I went to go pick up some stragglers we wanted to, but here's the thing. A lot of people that don't have anyone to spend Thanksgiving with, they just want to stay sad. That's what I found. It's like you could try and be like, bro, come and don't be sad. Come hang out with us. They just want to go be sad. Kind of annoying. But I'll always offer it each year. Good luck with your stream tonight. Thanks. Your house is gonna stink. Don't do it indoors. I have ventilation. Oh, buddy. Huh? Oh, buddy. Ew. Stupid cat. I heard it. Super chat. 2 Trump bucks from Blue Goblin. Says, hope that turkey is frozen. It won't be for long. That tub is hot. I'm channeling my inner fat boy. I'm channeling my outer fat boy. Has to be frozen and you have to drop it in fast. All right. Indoors is crazy. Bro, it's fine. I have cardboard. Chill. Black Ops Battalion in the Twitch chat. What's up, man? Finally caught you live. You're awesome, bro. Thank you very much, friend. Make sure you fill the fryer up 1/4 below the rim. Then put the frozen turkey in. Oh, below the... Got you. Well, then it'll spill out. Stan, I found a free video game. It's called Where Wins Me. I rate it personally 40 out of 10. Is it a Souls-like? Because that's Souls-like is not my favorite mode, but I did install the game. Then I like did a little bit of combat and I was like, this feels Souls-like, and then I deleted it. But maybe I'll Skull Crusher knows, but yeah, but the cardboard will soak it up. Yeah. Cardboard, good to go. Who's frying turkey inside? This is me. I'm doing it tonight after the stream. Yes, sir. I'm excited. Got full brand new propane. We need to fill those other propanes, Brittany. The empty ones outside. We gotta get those ones full. And then we could put it into that little fire pit thing. We can have a little chill area out in the backyard. Your chat's not updating. There's a Ford logo on the fridge. Something doesn't. I got a Ford. I got a 96 Ford Dually F350. Extended cab, extended bed, third wheel. Whatever that's called. Fifth wheel, third wheel. You downloaded Where Wins Me on your PS5. I haven't really played it. Is it a Souls-like? Because I might give it another shot. Arc Raiders, I have it. I sort of enjoyed it. Nice truck, thank you. Yeah, I like. Everyone always they see my truck, they're like, "Damn, bro, you selling?" I'll never sell it. I'll never sell my truck. It gets 6 miles a gallon, and I like it that way. You don't think it's a Souls-like? Is your car and home on your insurance policy? Yeah. Where Wins Me is an MMO? I thought it was single player. Hold up. Online. Oh, it's single player, online PvP, online co-op. Okay, it is online. Got it. Is it a Souls-like? I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna have to check it out and find out. Is that my kitchen? Yeah. I want to get new cabinets put in. They're kind of old. Ugh. It's not a Souls-like. It's more like a toned down Devil May Cry. Okay. That sounds way more interesting. I saw a video of somebody flying through the air. I thought that looked pretty sick. Everything good to go over there? Text Lalo? All right. Oi! 5 Trump bucks! Blue Goblin says, if you're gonna drop a frozen turkey in that fire, please film it. Yeah, sure. I could do that, bro. Be careful with the turkey. I'm a master chef, dude. New Helldivers update is insane if you play it. I do play it. What's the update? I am gonna cook. Yeah, this is ready up in my kitchen. Got a nice kitchen. Don't need to do nothing to it. I want to put like LEDs and shit in my cabinets. I think that would be sick. You gloriously beautiful bastard. Why, thank you. Why, thank you. Oh, right. I did hear that Helldivers got like super optimized with their file size. Boom. Do. 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 What's up with the fryer in the kitchen? I'm cooking turkey tonight. Already ate the other one. I want to make another one. Big Stan Dog, what's up, brother? What's up? What's up, brother? Brother. Is the puppy okay? Yeah. Oh, Duke back there? Let me see if he's all right. Maybe he needs help getting up. Help? He's having a hard time. Getting old, dude. Days are numbered, unfortunately. But he's hanging in there like a boss. It's all right. Don't worry about it. You know, it's life. How old? He is pushing 16 for such a big ass fucking dog. It's crazy. See, once you get him up, he can walk around. He droops, but he can get around. He's gonna find a place to just plop down and chill. What is he gonna do? He is a tank. He's a fighter. Yes. It's Kaya all over again. Did you guys see that clip? We should watch that. That shit was funny. Hold on. I have it saved. Oh yeah, right here. Bros. You guys seen this? Tell me you guys have seen this clip. Place. All right. We gotta watch this. All right.
Yeah. I don't have my phone with me. Can we just
do screen photo?
Here. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, free Kaya. Free Kaya.
That is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'll tell you what, the power of social media.
This guy has no fucking clue, dude. He has no clue. And look at how Hassan's looking. He's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you fucking kidding me? Bro, this guy has a job and shit. He's not fucking perpetually online, okay? Like we are.
Nuts. I'm a bit blown away that people are coming out to say hello to you. Well, it's great. Like, it's deadly, you know. It's brilliant.
Part of the world is that. Yeah.
So funny. Watch here. I'll play it again.
Yeah. I don't have my phone with me. Can we just do
screen photo?
Here. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, free Kaya. Free Kaya.
Bro, that is so funny. There it is. That's a fucking wallpaper right there, dude. That's funny as shit. I really hate Hassan. I'm really glad he will never escape the Kaya situation. He shouldn't have lied. He should have said, yeah, is that my fucking dog? just say the truth. Why does he have to lie? Why is he, you know what I mean? Fucking say that you zap your dog, bro. The fact that he lied about it made it worse. He still won't admit it. Palpatine that dog, bro. Also, you don't shock your dog. I got a dog zapper. Where's that shit at? Let's zap him right now. Bzz. Missing. Those are cards that we got the other. I want to look them up. So I got this Dragon Ball Z card set. And apparently there's a really expensive card that I pulled. Somebody said it was $5 grand. I'm going to look it up. It's in one of these. Oh. Let's see here. I didn't know Dragon Ball Z had a card game. So that's dope. All right, here we go. Vegito. Okay, here's these two cards that I have. I got them in the same pack. Let me go full screen for those of you watching horizontally. So here's this one. This is supposed to be good, right? Anybody know these cards? Somebody said it was worth a lot of money. There's the other one I have. So I have Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta and Vegito. I'm not sure if these are good. I'll use AI. Let me ask my phone. I'm gonna put that fucker. Here it is. Rock. How much is this card worth? I don't really know much about cards, but I bought them because they just looked cool. I was at this place. I don't think those are big time. That's what my friend was saying, but he's also fucking retarded sometimes. Damn, dude, it's taking a minute to process this one. I did get a bunch of Pokemon cards too. They have, so at this place I go to, it's called Akihabara Bar, and here in Colorado, and they have Japanese Pokemon cards, which is pretty cool. But you can only buy 2 per person. Grok is still processing. It's crazy. DB Super card game has very cool cards, very collectible. It looks cool. I want to learn how to play it. Thing you called card valuing. Essentially, you pay someone to validate the cards worth probably something like jewelry. I see. I've heard of that. Yeah. If it's like a good card. Like the Christmas vibe. Thank you. I put a little bit of effort into it. But the front of my house looks sick. You should see the front. Card grading. That's right. I've heard of that. Yeah, does anybody know about cards? I'm gonna Google it. How much is a Vegito Super Warrior Reborn card worth holographic. It's worth a few dollars for a standard near mint card, well graded. $15. Okay, what about the Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta? Oh, the Gogeta is the one that's worth money. Yo, dudes. Okay, hold up. This is what I have. Anybody that knows cards, can anyone verify? It's a holographic Gogeta. It says it's ranging from under $10 to over $3,000, depending on specific card version. Yo, will you teach me with a gift membership? Thank you very much. Who got it? Blue Goblin got it. Oh, fuck yeah. That's who deserves it. There we go. That was a great person for that to go to. Yeah, anybody know about cards? It's hollow, nice pull. Online, it's saying that it could be worth $3,000. Here's what I have online. It's saying that, yeah. I'll go on eBay. This one, okay, that's different than the one I have. I have like this one. No, wait. It's a $3 card, brother, eBay? No, I want it to be 3,000. I don't want it to be that. I want it to be 3,000. Come on. Somebody knows something. Somebody tell me it's worth 10 grand. Somebody just say it. Just type it that it's worth 10 grand. Just say it and then I'll be happy. $0.25. Warding the Dark Empire. Huh? P308. It's worth $1. Fuck! That sucks. Josh lied to me. I hate card games now. Bro, my friend told me it was like expensive. All right. Let's talk about this Pakistani terrorizer. We start recording. We get this over to Ollie so he can fucking do his job. All right. Music. Here we go. All right. We're going to talk some news. Here we go. University of Delaware Pakistani student Luqman Khan arrested after plotting a terrorist attack on the campus police department. During a traffic stop, he refused to get out of his vehicle and resisted arrest. Inside, officers found guns, ballistic body armor, and notebook detailing his attack plans and a building layout, along with notes to attack a specific officer. A search was conducted at his residence, and investigators found more guns and a switch, turning a handgun into an automatic weapon. Yo, let me get that. That sounds badass. All right.
25-year-old University of Delaware student is in custody this afternoon and now faces serious charges. Investigators say it appears he was plotting to attack the school's police department.
Why all the terrorizers look like that? Bro, why all the terrorizers look like that? I don't get it. Like, come on, bros. At least have some. His hair is greasy and disgusting. His fucking skin is all disgusting and he has defects all over it, red marks and shit. And holy fuck, that beard. Just saying. That beard is dog shit. You need to brush your beard and clean your fucking disgusting hair.
CBS Philadelphia's Ross Matei is on campus outside the department's headquarters in Newark with the very latest. Ross.
Billy.
Hey, Siafa. So, yeah, the University of Delaware has confirmed that 25-year-old Luqman Khan is an undergraduate student here. Meanwhile, Newcastle County Police say they have foiled his potential plot to attack the school's police department.
The fuck is wrong with this guy?
Midnight on Monday, November 24th, when Newcastle County police officers say they stopped 25-year-old Luqman Khan inside a white Toyota pickup truck at West Canby Park in Wilmington. They say he refused to get out of the truck and resisted arrest, so they took him into custody and searched the vehicle.
They located a Glock handgun in the vehicle, along with ballistic body armor. They also...
The fuck you think he was going to go do? So glad this got thwarted.
Loaded a 4 27-round extended magazines,
Sick.
as well as a micro conversion kit for the Glock.
That sounds badass. Let me. Well, what's he got? Oh, he's got his notes here. These are his notes. To see.
Handwritten.
He has tear gas, a timer, sword, knife, /knife, a sword. Okay, it's not a sword, bro. It's a knife.
Notebook in which investigators say Khan described additional firearms, how they could be used in an attack, and how he could escape law enforcement after carrying it out.
Yeah. Yeah, you ain't escaping the cops, bro.
The notebook also named a specific target who is a member of the University of Delaware's campus police, along with a detailed drawing of the department's headquarters, including spots to enter and exit the building.
This is a very shocking stop. This is not a routine stop. This is a classic example of what they thought was just a person in the park after dark, which we deal with a lot. And this so happened to be a possible shooter of some sort.
A day after the initial arrest, the FBI executed a search warrant at Khan's home in Wilmington. He told investigators he lived alone.
Very antisocial.
Oh, they busted his windows open. Oh, now his neighbors are gonna snitch on him. We're getting all the tea now. Yeah, they busted this shit open and fucking raided it. They're not fucking around.
Lived alone.
Very antisocial. You say hi to him, they run in the house and lock the door.
Inside, investigators say they found a rifle and another Glock handgun, which was also equipped with a switch, a
Hell yeah, that's badass.
device that can turn a standard semi-automatic handgun into a
And he has body armor. It's behind. Well, you could see it. But yeah, he's got body. That's crazy.
machine gun.
It's crazy, man.
He's full equipped.
I really don't have too much to say about that one, man, but you got to be careful with people, man. You don't never know what's on people's mind.
In a
Dude, this guy's trying to go to work or some shit. And this dude's just like walking up like, hey, can I talk to you? Bro, get out of his face. Let the man go to work.
On people's mind.
In a statement, the University of Delaware's interim president confirmed Khan is an undergraduate student who has been separated from the university and banned from campus until his legal matters are resolved. She went on to write in part, quote,
Until they're resolved? Are you serious? Never let him back. What the fuck you talking about? This dude was going to do a terrorist attack. He's a fucking terrorist. Of course they want a terrorist to come to their school.
There are no known or immediate threats to the University of Delaware community. However, the press release describes evidence of a plan that targeted the University of Delaware Police Department. This is frightening to all of us. And according to the arrest affidavit, Khan, who was originally born in Pakistan before moving to the U.S. and becoming an American citizen, has no prior criminal history. He's now facing federal charges of illegally possessing a machine gun. I reached out to his public defender for comment, but we are still waiting to hear back tonight. Siafa, Natasha, I'll send it back to you.
Ross, thank you very much.
Send him back. Take away his citizenship and send him back to where he fucking came from. That's what I say. And never let him back in ever again. Why do we always let these motherfuckers in this country, bro? What the fuck? Yeah, no, I'm all about a ban. Don't let anyone else come in. Block them all. Block them all. Don't let anyone else come in. And on top of that, keep doing what we're doing with ICE. Just stick with that. Don't let anyone else in, and things will start to improve. I promise you. Less shit like this will happen. A lot of the crime will go down, and it'll be a much nicer place to live than it is already. That's what I think. 100%? Yes. They literally are uncontrollable unless seriously trained. Oh, you're talking about the gun? Because the campus cop's in danger doesn't mean the campus is in danger. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. They're probably, oh, they was targeting the cops. Well, we could just let them come back to school. We like terrorists coming to our school. What the fuck? What is wrong with all these schools? Typical such guy would be given permanent citizenship. Absolutely typical. I know, right? Not anymore. We're locking this shit the fuck down. We're not letting this happen anymore. No, sir. They ain't from here. Get them out of here. That's what I say, dude. Not. I mean, unless they are fully assimilated. If somebody has come here and they're like fucking red, white, and blue, flipping burgers on 4th of July, lighting fireworks and shit, they could stay. If they're like, if you can't let anyone here that hates this place. Why the fuck would you do that? That is so stupid. Don't let people come in here that hate this place. That is the dumbest shit. Did you see what they did in Brussels? No, tell me about it. The left will swing this into an anti-gun commercial. Yes, they will. Schools want these people, so it helps their agenda. I think you're right. I hate to say this, but video games desensitize these kids to killing. Nah, I disagree. Yeah. Nah. You shoot people in a video game, it's just a game. You put a fucking weapon in someone's hand, tell them to fucking execute somebody, they ain't doing it, dude. It's not like, okay, sure, I do this in video games. They're not gonna fucking do it. They'll see a dead body and puke, bro. Okay? Come on. No, I disagree. They raided a nativity scene and beheaded baby Jesus. Really? What the fuck? Denmark is doing the same. Poland gets fined 1 million euros a day for not allowing immigration, and Poland don't give a fuck. Wait, how is Poland getting fined 1 million euros? Who's fining them? What the fuck is going on with this world? I don't know. All right, I'm going to upload that video for Ollie if he's interested. Otherwise, I'll edit it myself later. Up to you, Ollie. I do not mind. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I'm uploading a video to Frame. I'll get you a link right now. If you are interested in editing this, you're more than welcome. You're good to go for today anyways. Like, I got you. There you go, sir. Where you is? There you are. Here's this. You just let me know if you're going to edit it or not. That way I know what I'm doing tonight.
Okay, yeah, I'm just working at unpackaging those other three, and I'll get this work done.
All right, right on, dude. Stan, it's got all my PC parts. Ooh, that's always a good feeling. I'm excited for you. That's awesome. I know what that feels like. We are killing it today, actually. Holy fuck. Got some good views, babe. Look. We're doing, let's see, what is that? 150, 250. We're doing like, damn, like 400,000 views an hour. That's pretty good. What's going on in Philly? Oh, they stopped a terrorizer. With that said, what do you guys think of my turkey setup? After I get done with my stream, I'm gonna go deep fry this turkey. What do you guys think? You guys like it? I'm gonna fill up my water. You forgot the grill? No, I was gonna deep fry it. Indie Dad Gaming, what's up, man? Welcome back. Blue Jay, Imperial Red, Hazard Inc. is hanging. Got beans in your chili. That gives it some body, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm in Texas. I gotta defend the greatest state in the union, even if that means I don't have kidneys in my chili. Oh no. Thank you, Hazard. Appreciate you. Nicknamed the kitchen decorator. Propane inside. It's safe. I've never had a propane tank go bad on me. Archie sent me a picture of him eating beans on toast. He went back to England. Hello, can you shout out my missus, please? Her name's Zoe. What's up, Zoe? How we doing? My name is Zoe. How we doing? Don't fucking touch me or I'm suing. Hope you have homeowner's insurance. I have insurance. It's required for my mortgage. We got Chum Nasty in the chat. What's up, man? I'm in Texas and I personally prefer beans in my chili, but I get the culture. I don't like beans in my chili. I mean, I'll tolerate it. I can make some good chili with some beans in it, but I think chili is better without beans, personally. Deep fry it outside. It's fucking cold out there, bro. It's literally snowing. What's up, my brother? What's up, dude? Favorite band of all time? That's a hard question to answer. I have a lot of favorites. Yo, is that your kitchen? Yes, sir. Well, you guys are asking me to film it. I probably will. If I remember. Sometimes I just get in the zone, start cooking. Someone's dropping N-word in the chat. Let's get rid of him. Boom. Be careful. I'm very careful. That's what the cardboard's for. So I don't make it, you know, if there's any mess or whatever, the cardboard's there. Is it Ozzy's birthday? I don't know. Is it? Which state are you in? There's no snow here. I'm in Colorado. It just started snowing today. Big snow. Biggest snow. Lots of snow. Oh, is it a picture of a kitchen? This is my turkey setup. Yes, today is Ozzy's birthday. No shit. Sometimes you just got to do a little squat. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Ozzy, indeed. Love you, dog, but no income tax? Come on. I mean, that's what Trump said. Sometimes he says things that are true. Sometimes he says things that aren't. I'm hoping that's one of the ones that he means what he's saying, you know? We'll see how it goes down, though. We'll see. All right, what else we got? Hold on. Got some other things to talk about. Oh, let's do the okay. "11 police officers in Britain broke into the home of a woman and arrested her while she was still naked. Her crime? She sent a text to someone calling a man who assaulted her an F word." Yeah. Here's the clip.
I've heard 11 police officers turned up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's completely ridiculous.
Yeah, I'd left my front door open. I was waiting for my dad to come to the house. I was actually in the bath.
And 11
they opened the door themselves.
And just
They just came in and saw her titties hanging out. That's embarrassing. 5 Trump bucks from Joshua says, "I challenge all the listeners to sacrifice the Red Bulls for tonight and support your channel. You get me through my work shift. Appreciate the laughs." Yo, thanks for the 5 Trump bucks. Guys, you do not have to donate to the stream. One thing as a YouTuber is I make money from ads. So you can watch for free. All right. So don't sacrifice the Red Bull. Treat yourselves. But thank you very much, Joshua. I appreciate you, buddy.
came in.
And came in.
And you're in the bath?
Yeah.
And what do they say to you?
Well, I heard my name, which was one female.
My name?
Out of the lot of them.
And 10 male officers?
Yeah.
10 dudes, 1 chick to come arrest her for saying the F word in a text. You got to be kidding me.
And then I heard my name, and I thought, oh, it might be my sister, because it didn't sound like someone who was, because obviously I was upstairs in the bath. And then they just come up the stairs, and they didn't give me any privacy or anything. Like I had to.
You were naked?
Yes.
How did that make you feel?
That's so stupid. Why the fuck are they doing this in Britain, dude?
I'm really
They're
upset.
off the rails, yeah.
And what did they say to you? What did they say they were there for?
Well, I was just asking them, can they just leave the female officer, and can they please go downstairs? As obviously I was upset, and I had no clothes on, and they kind of wanted to watch me get changed, and I was very upset about that. In the end, they did send the males down the stairs, and the female officer sat with me. I was crying my eyes out. I was really upset.
Trump won 420. I see you in the chat. Hello. And yeah, I do think that this is fascism.
Upset.
Arresting somebody for saying the F word? You got to be kidding me.
And then I said, well, what are you even here for? Because I was shocked. I was in utter shock. And she said, for malicious communications, hate crime and malicious communications. And I said, well, what for? And they said, we'll discuss that when we get to the police station.
That's crazy. That is absolutely fucking wild. I can't believe that she can't say this word in her country without getting arrested. You can't say this word? I mean, it's a slur. I'm not going to say it on stream, but that's illegal? Really? You got to be fucking kidding me. Seriously, dude. Say it. I'm not saying it, dude. I'm going to get in trouble. Yeah, YouTube will ban me. I'm not doing it. A woman from Trinmere, UK, she's a mother and a nurse, was beaten up by her boyfriend. She texts someone, describes the man, beat her up as the F word. She's arrested and convinced of a hate crime. And the man who beat her up is given a slap on the wrist.
Don't play that.
Oh, I won't play that. I know. I saw that clip. What's up, dude? Oh, he wants the ball? See, you old man, he wants to play. You can barely stand up. Thanks. Good looking out, Ollie. Appreciate you. But I was aware of that one. But I'd rather you jump in anyways. Crazy, dude. Yeah, this clip was funny. It's basically, Tucker Carlson just kept saying it. He's like, F word, F word, F word, F word. You can't say it because it's illegal, but I can because I'm American. F word, F word, F word. And then Piers Morgan, he's like, I can say it. And he's like, then do it. And he's like, no, I'm not going to. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I figured I'd hopefully save you.
Thanks. Archie, what's going on there? Archie is back over there. Yep, he's in England right now. I recorded that one too, but I don't know if we're going to use it. See what other kind of news we got. That one's interesting. See, Governor Tim Walz, fucking retard. Snap changes are coming. Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins announced Snap food stamps changes are moving to its implementation phase. EBT is getting a complete overhaul. All dead people will be removed from receiving benefits. Good. All illegals will be identified and removed from SNAP and all USDA programs. 80 hours per month work or volunteer requirement for all able-bodied adults. This is the one I agree with the most. And this is probably the one people hate the most that are on EBT because it means they have to go work. 80 hours? Bro, that's like 2 weeks. Come on. That's like 2 weeks of work in a month, dude. Come on, bro. People are having a hard time with that. Shit. People are collecting checks from dead people in multiple states. That ends. 21 states who refuse to give SNAP data will have their funding cut. Disabled and elderly American victims will remain protected and a priority. Good. People are not happy about this.
Hey everyone, it's Brooke Rollins. This week, we are seeing real action to restore fairness, accountability, and common sense to our food assistance programs. President Trump's vision to restore common sense reforms to SNAP, or food stamps, is moving to its implementation phase.
Good.
The One Big Beautiful Bill enacted revised work requirements for able-bodied adults between 18 and 64 who receive SNAP, meaning they will be required to work, to volunteer, to train, or even to study.
Slap my ball sack with the 2 Trump bucks. Thank you very much for the 2 Trump bucks, buddy.
That's 20 hours a week and 4 hours every work day. This is about restoring dignity and responsibility. We're ending a system where some were taking advantage while honest, hardworking Americans foot the bill. As I have pointed out, the data shows clear misuse. Deceased individuals still receiving checks.
We've known this shit has been a scam forever, dude. This has been a scam. Everyone's known it's been a scam. I grew up being taught, bro, don't be some loser that gets stuck on this stuff. I do understand people do fall in unfortunate times, so I'm not saying everyone that's on Snap's a loser, but there's a lot of people that are like gaming this so they could work less. There are. They don't want to work. We all know it.
People collecting benefits in multiple states and so much more. This is unacceptable. And while we're talking about that, to the 21 states who have yet to send us their data, what is it that you are hiding?
What's up,
Let's
Wildfire
partner
911? I see you in the
to
chat.
defend the taxpayer and make sure that those who are most vulnerable among us are receiving the benefits. There is dignity in work. There is dignity
Toxic
in service
Liquid
to your
Gaming, I see
community.
you.
There is dignity in career and technical education. Also, all USDA programs, including SNAP, are continuing to be under significant review to kick off any illegal immigrants receiving federal benefits.
Calvin and Hobbs says, I was on Snap for years. It was the proudest day when the government sent me a letter cutting me off. I still have the letter. That's awesome. Good for you, dude. Good for you. That's what I like to hear. All right, Roomba, you're going to get loud. I'm turning it off. Roomba is... I need to turn this shit off. It always goes at 7. Go home. I need to have it go at like midnight or something.
That means no more freebies for lawbreakers. Benefits will be preserved for citizens who follow the rules. We believe in helping Americans who play by the rules. We believe that if you are able-bodied, you should work or contribute to receive.
I'm not getting a sound alert for that. Okay, there it is.
But we also believe that there are vulnerable Americans
Place, Roomba.
who need
That's right.
this supplemental.
Will you teach me? Thanks for the gift membership, my friend. Who got it? Andre Morse. Congratulations, Andre.
Nutrition assistance benefit for a short term to help them get back on their feet. That's only fair, and that is right. It's time we restore accountability, protect hardworking taxpayers, and make sure aid goes to American citizens, not to those who are illegally gaming the system. If you're tired of a welfare system that's been exploited for too long, this reform is one of many that will promote work, reduce dependence, and make certain SNAP support those truly in need.
Every damn day I come home, we have more and more Christmas decorations. Why is my wife doing this? Bro, I'm like your wife, I guess, because I keep buying, like I just got some new lights over there. I got my little glowy presents for under the tree now. Right? I just keep buying more Christmas shit.
Children, the disabled, and the elderly. Thank you.
Well, that's the SNAP stuff. See what's going on with... Oh, Hakeem Jeffries had to admit Trump did good with immigration or the border.
And it is true that the polls show, in terms of the tactics used, that the majority, they don't like the tactics being used. But in terms of the border, securing the border, can you give President Trump any credit for securing the border? Because as you know, that was a big issue under the Biden administration when you had record border crossings, and those border crossings have gone.
I can't believe my ears when CNN says something true. Like they'll actually, they wouldn't say it back when he was president, but now he's not president anymore. They'll be like, yeah, that was bad. It's like, it's just wild. I'm not used to them doing that. They've been doing that a lot more lately.
Down dramatically. Can you give him credit for that?
The border is secure. That's a good thing. It's happened on his watch. He wants to claim credit for it. Of course.
He wants to claim credit for it. Bro, he literally campaigned on this, became the president, and then it dropped to fucking zero like instantly. What do you mean he wants to claim credit for this? What, are you trying to say that someone else is responsible? Are you fucking serious?
He'll get credit for that. In terms of making sure that we actually deal with the issues that matter, including on immigration or beyond, there's a lot that is left to be desired.
What? Holy fuck. This is not about honesty. This is about positioning. When a party leader suddenly admits the border is secure under Trump, that's not a slip. That is a signal. He is preloading the story for later. If things go sideways again, they get to say, see, it was calm on Trump's watch, then chaos hit when X happened. They also giving their own base permission to stop pretending every Trump policy was pure evil. Interesting. Interesting. Maduro Caves. Just in, Maduro Caves, Donald Trump resumes accepting illegal alien deportation flights from America. Trump always wins in the end. He does do a lot of winning.
Today, Venezuela announcing it will now resume accepting deportation flights from the United States at President Trump's demand. This as the Pentagon continues to defend its strikes on alleged narco-terrorists at sea. Lucas Tomlinson is reporting. He's live here in Washington. Welcome back from Trinidad, Lucas. What's going on down south?
Thanks, John. President Trump says he didn't know anything about that secondary strike on the alleged drug boat at the sea right now. And he gave his support to the mission and his war secretary, Pete Hegseth, who said he didn't stick around after the initial strike because he had a meeting to attend.
I did not personally see survivors, but I stand, because the thing was on fire. It was exploded and fire and smoke. You can't see anything. You got digital. This is called the fog of war.
The strike in question, September 2nd off the coast of Trinidad, the first of more than 20 over the past 3 months on alleged narco-terrorists. Those who initially survived that September 2nd strike were
sorry to everyone with dogs. My dog's barking. Probably making your dogs go nuts.
Earlier today.
Your dog's barking as my corgi looking around. Bro, you have a corgi?
Their latest explanation is they weren't blowing up the people, they were blowing up the boat. If those darn people just wouldn't cling to the wreckage, they would be fine.
Hegseth says the order to strike the boat again was made by Nate.
I won't proudly say that I'm on snap. I've had 2 back surgeries and a second surgery. The doctor accidentally cut into my spinal cord. I'm still trying to fight for disability. Sorry to hear that, dude. And I understand. No, that's what snap is for. It's for people in that type of situation that you're in right now. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. All right? Nothing to be ashamed of.
Navy SEAL Admiral Frank Bradley, who at the time was leading Joint Special Operations Command. General Keane says the follow-up strike was necessary.
In this case, the boat and the cargo needed to be destroyed and the terrorists eliminated. And given the fact that terrorists weren't eliminated, it's well within that commander's authority to finish and eliminate the mission that he was assigned.
Chuck Schumer says he wants the full video of that September 2nd strike released. Senator Tim Kaine just told our colleague Bill Maloogian lawmakers intend to file a war powers resolution this week to debate the issue of the U.S. potentially striking Venezuela. And Admiral Bradley will also be meeting lawmakers on the Hill tomorrow, John.
All right.
Need to see you live. I'm live right now, dude. We live, baby. We're going over all the news. We got the news today. Let's see, $20. What was this one? Oh, right, bro, check this out. So somebody gave this guy $20.
Y este papel que dejaron aquí en mi carro. Disculpe por el golpecito. Ahí le dejé $20.
So they gave him $20 because he's like, sorry, I crashed into your car.
¿Cuál golpecito? Nada, mira, ni un golpecito aquí. Hijo de su mamá.
$20 is gonna fix that.
Qué golpecito.
What the fuck?
Si ni la puerta abre. Y
that's
este papel
crazy.
Que dejaron aquí en mi carro.
$20 and then depped out. What an asshole. Okay, we have some news about the Green New scam. Let's see what it's about. President Trump is signing an order to terminate Biden's Green New scam standards for automakers, which do nothing but drive up costs for Americans. Biden's fuel economy mandates terminated. Biden's tailpipe emissions regulations terminated. Biden's emissions waiver for Newsom's California terminated. Interesting.
Let's listen in. Ridiculously burdensome, horrible, actually, CAFE standards that imposed expensive restrictions and all sorts of problems, gave all sorts of problems to automakers. And we're not only talking about here, we're talking about outside of our country, because nobody could do it. Nobody wanted to do it, and it was ridiculous, very expensive. It put tremendous upward pressure on car prices, combined with the insane electric vehicle mandate. Biden's burdensome regulations helped cause the price of cars to soar more than 25%, and in one case, they went up 18% in 1 year. Today, we're taking one more step to kill the Green New scam. It's part of the greatest scam, probably, well, other than Russia, and a few others I could name. The greatest scam in American history, the Green New scam. And it's a quest to end the gasoline-powered car. This is what they wanted to do, even though we have more gasoline than any other country by far. And people want the gasoline car. They want everything. They want electric. They want they want to have lots of alternatives, but they do want the gasoline car. Right now, it's leading away by a lot. The car business is a very interesting business, but we want to keep it that way. I want to thank Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, Deputy Transportation Secretary Stephen Bradbury, as well as CEO of Ford, Jim Farley. Jim, where is Jim? Let's see. Hi, Jim. Congratulations. You're doing a great job. CEO of Stellantis.
There it is. Green new scam getting taken away. I see Trump. If you go to Japan and South Korea and Malaysia, they have a very small car, very small and really cute. You're not allowed to build them. And I have authorized security to immediately approve the production of those cars. Really?
Thank you very much. One of the other things we're doing is separate from this meeting, but I think everybody here would agree with it. If you go to Japan, where I just left, and if you go to South Korea and Malaysia and other countries, they have a very small car.
For small, they're tiny people.
Used to be with the Volkswagen. They're very small. They're really cute. And they say, how would that do in this country? And everyone seems to think good, but you're not allowed to build them. And I've authorized the secretary to immediately approve the production of those cars. So you'll be able to buy they really are. They're actually, some of them are really beautiful, actually. If you take
look,
a look.
Alo in the Twitch chat. What's up?
Some of the Japanese companies do a beautiful job, but we're not allowed to make them in this country. And I think you're going to do very well with those cars. So we're going to approve those cars. Would you like to say something about that?
Well, no, just that he never stops working. So even when he's on Asian time, he's calling me at midnight in the States. But he gave me the directive to clear the regulations on this, which we have. And so if Toyota or any other company wants to make smaller, more affordable cars, fuel efficient, we have cleared the deck so they can make them in America and sell them in America.
They're really nice.
The Chrome Dome guy. Thanks for the follow on Twitch, buddy.
And it really gives people a chance to have a car, have a brand new car as opposed to a car that maybe isn't so great. And so you car companies start thinking about that. I think it's going to be a tremendous market.
You want a K truck? What's a K truck? I've heard of that. K truck. Oh, these are cool. I've seen these. These are really popular in Japan. Oh, yeah. Yeah, these are cool little trucks. Yeah. That's badass.
Contrary to the law, the Congress set a rule that says you have to look at combustion engines. Biden and Buttigieg actually did an analysis using Buttigieg used EVs and hybrids to come up with a Is that
how you actually say Buttigieg's name, or is it Buttigieg? I thought it was Buttigieg, but Trump keeps saying Buttigieg. Which is he trolling? He's got to be trolling. Merry Christmas, bro. Hey, Merry Christmas back at you. Booty J. Katy Perry is dating Justin Trudeau at the moment. What the fuck? Yeah, he's trolling. Okay. My boy Stan Price, you're the real one, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Pray the Dems don't win midterms. I will pray. Yeah. I don't do a whole lot of praying, but I'll pray for that. Good evening. What's up, CL? Isn't Justin still married? Fuck, I don't know. So what, did he get a divorce? That's a good question. That's all for the docket today. Let's check out this stream.
To be with you. Welcome to the final cabinet meeting of 2025, a year that will go down as the most consequential and successful first year of any administration. They're saying that, not me. Oh, I say it too, actually, but a lot of people are saying it. And a lot of that is thanks to the men and women in the cabinet.
Wicklow, thanks for the follow on Twitch, homie.
New and improved cabinet room, I might add. We took pictures down from the vaults. We have vaults downstairs with lots of pictures that haven't been exposed to the world for, in many cases, over 100 years. We brought them
Appreciate
up,
you come over to Twitch.
and we're using them.
Trying to get my Twitch built up.
But the cabinet room looks
Supposed to
beautiful.
push and
like it
kick
should
too.
now. The Oval Office looks beautiful like it should. It was not. It was like the rest of the country. It was in disrepair. 1 year ago, our country was dead, and said to me by many leaders, we had a dead country. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. It's true. The hottest country
Temperature
anywhere
hot
in the world. Think of that. In 4 long years of the Biden administration, there
Katy
were
Perry is
just
suing the veteran for his
$1
house.
trillion
I heard
of
about
new
that.
investments in the United States in 10 months. We've secured commitments of over $18 trillion. So they had, in 1 year, less than $1 trillion. That's in a period of 4 years. Think of it. 4 years they had less than $1 trillion. In 10 months we have more than $18 trillion. Is that right, Scott? It's even going to be higher than that.
It'll be higher
And going up. And we're waiting for the Supreme Court case.
You'll always be there on Kick. I'm on Kick right now.
Because we're not only respected again, we're putting out wars by our trade policies, and we're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars, and our country is wealthy again and secure again.
Follower.
It's part of
Elm,
national
Agent
security,
Elm,
and
thanks
I
for
hope
following
that
on Twitch.
does
There we
well.
go. People are coming over
It's very
now.
important,
Thank you, guys.
but think of the number. We're going to be over $18 trillion in 10 months, and which is a record times probably 8 or 10 times. I think more than that for
Can you
any
call
country.
Lalo?
There's never been a country that's had that kind of an investment ever in history.
Getting cold in here.
And there's never been a country that's had half of that. It's a tremendous thing that's taking place. We have
Most Canadian liquors moving to the States. Good.
companies moving in from all over the world, from Mexico, from Canada, from Europe, from China, from Japan a lot. We just had Toyota is going to spend $10 billion, they just announced, on building new plants in this country. Our workers, they're going to be all workers. But they're spending a tremendous amount. So the stock market is at 46 all-time highs. And this last Friday, which is called Black Friday, was the biggest ever online sales that there's ever been by a lot. More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. I mean, these are the facts we have to get out. And, you know, there's this fake narrative that the Democrats talk about, affordability. They just say the word. It doesn't mean anything to anybody. Just say it. Affordability. I inherited the worst inflation in history. There was no affordability. Nobody could afford anything. The prices were massively high. Do you remember when we took over eggs? You did a great job in that, Madam Secretary. Agriculture.
Trump's hair looks really good today, huh? Look at that. I just got to say.
Brooke, eggs were 4 or 5 times higher than they had ever been. They said don't order eggs for Easter at the White House. And we ended up doing it, and we got the egg prices way down, lower than what they were before. But the word affordability is a con job by the Democrats. They say affordable. I watched the other day where some very low IQ congresswoman talked about affordability. She had no idea. Their prices were much higher. As an example, energy, gasoline, we're now at about $2.50 a gallon. We're going to be, I think, at $2 a gallon. We could even crack that at some point. I'd love to do it.
It's less than $2 here in Colorado. I saw $2.97. Isn't it cheaper? It was cheaper over, where was it? I saw even cheap, like $1.87. Yeah. No, here in Colorado, we have cheap as fuck gas right now. Less than $2, yeah. Wild.
We could do it
What's up, Hillbilly
more
Phil?
easily if we weren't building up the strategic national reserves, which Biden emptied out before the election so that he could try and get elected. Meaning he started it, then he got thrown out of the race, and she took over and she kept it going, and they emptied out these strategic national reserves, which are really meant for something else. They're not meant to keep people happy with their gasoline price. They're meant for war. They're meant for problems, big problems. He emptied it out, and then she continued it during the process of trying to get elected. Didn't work out too well for him. And they virtually brought it down to the lowest level, I believe, in history. And it didn't have much of an impact because the prices were very high. But our prices now for energy, but for gasoline are really low. Electricity's coming down. And when that comes down, everything comes down. But the word affordability is a...
Do you think it's important for people outside the USA to be interested in American politics? I mean, they're all addicted to it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that important for them. They could just focus on their own shit, but they can't look away because it's so interesting.
Democrat scam. They say it, and then they go into the next subject. And everyone thinks, oh, they had lower prices. No, they had the worst inflation in the history of our country. Now, some people will correct me, because they always love to correct me. I'm right about everything. But some people like to correct me, and they say 48 years. I say it's not 48 years, it's much more. But they say it's the worst inflation that we've had in 48 years. I say ever. But whether it's 48 years or ever, it's pretty bad. We had the worst inflation that we've ever had. Since last January, we've stopped inflation in its tracks. And there is still more to do. There's always more to do, but we have it down to a very good level. It's going to go down a little bit further. You want to have a little tiny bit of inflation, otherwise that's not good either. Then you have a thing called deflation. And deflation can be worse than inflation. But we have it almost, we'll soon be at a perfect level, but we inherited the worst inflation. But we have 20 states that are now selling gasoline at less than the $2.75, think of that, $2.75, and it was at $5 under Sleepy Joe. Grocery prices are down with the cost of Thanksgiving turkey this year down 33%. It was lower than 33% lower than under the Biden administration. Egg prices are way down 86%. Thank you. Eggs. And mortgage rates, despite the fact that we have an incompetent...
We need a Stanimus branded Quiet Piggy t-shirt. Yes, we do.
Who should reduce rates. I saw even
that would be a
Jamie
shirt.
Dimon said he should
Quiet
be reducing
Piggy.
rates. I never saw
Trump
Jamie
like pointing
Dimon
like
say
Quiet
that. I wonder
Piggy.
why he said that. But he really said it because he's right. But we have a guy that's just a stubborn ox who probably doesn't like your president, your favorite president. But they're going to be coming down. We'll be announcing somebody probably early next year for the new chairman of the Fed. I talked to Scott about taking the job, but he doesn't want it. You got the greatest job here.
Yes, sir.
Right? He said, no, I want to stay chairman. I want to stay right where we are, Treasury. And I think we're doing really great, aren't we? Yeah?
We're doing great, sir, and it's a great team to be part of.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Under my executive order to lower prescription drug prices, which I think is the single biggest thing we've ever done that nobody writes about because you're fake news. I've made unprecedented deals along with Bobby and Oz and all of the people that work on it. A lot of people that you wouldn't even think work on it, but they do, to slash drug prices by 200%, 300%, 400%, 500%, 600%, 700%, 800%. Nobody's ever heard of it before because I instituted favored nations and no nation agreed to do it. And then I said to the nations, if you're not going to do it, I'm going to charge you 100% tariff, which is more money than we're talking about. And they said, sir, we'd love to do it. Please, we would be honored to do it. And they agreed that they would go along with the whole thing. Nobody thought you could do it because they felt, number one, you couldn't get the drug companies to do it. So we're paying, as an example, for the, let's go.
Did you take a picture of the gas price?
Drug, FAT, for fat people. Anybody use it at the table? Don't ask. But the fat drug
I'm going to pull it up, see if I...
$135. Think of that. For certain people. $1,300 for certain countries, $1,300 in New York. So in New York it was $1,300, and in London it was $135. And a friend of mine called me, he said, what is this?
$1.97.
$1,300. Well, now what we have it down to
I saw it the other day.
Bobby, what's the number? Like 150 or something? We have it down to a low number, don't we?
Yeah, it's around 100.
Nah, dude, I'm getting less than $2 gas.
So we got it down from $1,300
and I got a hybrid
to $125 to $140, depending on various countries. In other words, we're paying the lowest price, tied for the lowest price in the world. It's people said you could never do that because you couldn't get the countries to agree to it. I did. Every country agreed to it because I said, if you're not going to agree to it, that's okay. I'm going to charge you tariffs.
Oh, shit.
As soon as I said that, they said, we agree. And then we had to be a little tough with the drug companies, but they came along. The bigger problem was the countries. The countries just wouldn't go along with it, but they did. Every country. So we have reduced drug prices by 500, 600, 700, 800, 900%, depending on the drug, depending on the company, depending on all of the different factors involved. Nobody's ever even thought of drug reductions like that, price reductions. And I told you the story that in my first term, I was so proud of myself because I reduced drugs. It was the first time in 28 years that drug prices were reduced. It was 1/4 of 1%, 1/4 of 1%. And I was so proud of myself. I said, it's the first time in 28 years that drug prices went down over the course of a year.
You couldn't live in Cali? It's nice there. It's just a lot of traffic.
1/4 of 1%. I had a
It's
news
expensive.
conference. I was so proud. Now I got them down, not 1/4 of 1%. I got them down 400, 500, 600% and more. And the fake
wake up,
news
Stan.
won't write about it. And it's going to have a huge impact on healthcare because a big part of it.
You have an F450 dually? Damn. I got F350 dually, but it's old one.
It's going to have a huge positive impact because Obamacare is a disaster. I said it years ago, and I say it now. And the money should be paid, taken away from the insurance company. Obamacare was made to make the insurance companies rich. Their stocks have gone up 1,000% in a short period of time.
Fuck the insurance companies.
Because the money goes to the insurance company. I want the money to go to the people.
Hell yeah.
Let all the money go to the people. And let the people go out and buy their own health care. And I see on television, people are advertising now, we will help you buy health care. We will go out and help you buy. That's becoming like an industry because of what I said. So something's going to happen. It's probably not going to be easy because the Democrats, frankly, they don't want to make a good deal for the people. They just want to make a bad deal for the country. They want to make a bad deal for the Republican Party. But the Republican Party is united. And I will say that what I would like to do is the money doesn't go. Trillions of dollars get paid to drug companies. And you still have lousy health care. Obamacare is horrible health care. We want it to go to the people and then let the people go out and buy their own health care, and they'll do great. They'll do great. So we're negotiating that now with the Democrats.
I'm really curious how that's going to go.
Democrats want the largest tax hike in history. I proudly signed the largest tax
Buc-ee's
hike
has the cleanest bathrooms.
in American history with the
Dropping one when you get a chance. I'll drop something in there. Don't worry.
The biggest piece of legislation ever signed, and that includes the extension of the original Trump tax cuts. But it's the biggest tax cut ever signed, and it includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security. Nobody's ever seen anything like it, so think of that. And in addition, you get, if you buy a car, this is great for our car industry because we have a lot of car plants. We're bringing back the automobile business. 60% of it was stolen because we had incompetent presidents or incompetent trade people. But 60% of it was stolen over the years, and now I think we're bringing it all back. I think we'll be bigger than we've ever been in the auto business. That's not even to mention AI, where we're leading China. You know, we're leading China by a lot. They're not going to catch us. We have to be smart, but if we're smart, they're not going to be able to catch us. They know that.
I like being competitive with China.
Next year is projected to be the largest tax refund season ever. And we're going to be giving back refunds out of the tariffs because we've taken in literally trillions of dollars. And we're going to be giving a nice dividend to the people, in addition to reducing debt. We, as you know, I inherited a lot of debt, but it's peanuts compared to the kind of numbers we're talking about. So we're going to be making a dividend to the people. And additionally, we're going to be able to reduce debt. And as time goes by over the next 2, 3, 4 years, those numbers are going to go up. And I believe that at some point in the not too distant future, you won't even have income tax to pay. Because the money we're taking in is so great, it's so enormous, that you're not going to have income tax to pay. Whether you get rid of it or just keep it around for fun or have it really low, much lower than it is now, but you won't be paying income tax. We've slashed $1 trillion in costly job-killing regulations, saving Americans an estimated $2,100 for a family of 4. The Biden administration was the exact opposite, but times 4. They went up $6,000. We went down $2,100. Think of that. To bring down energy, electricity, and utility prices, I ended the Green New Scam. They call it the Green New Scam, one of the greatest scams in the history of our country. They talked about global warming and all that crap, and what they've done to this country. What they've done by allowing 25 million people into our country, many of whom are criminals, many of whom 11,888 are murderers, and we have to get them out, and we're doing it. We're doing it. I think what the job that our law enforcement groups are doing, Christy, you and Tom and everybody, amazing. What you're doing is amazing. I terminated the insane electric vehicle mandate. And,
good.
Look, some people that make electric cars weren't happy with that. But we have to do that because you have to have a choice, whether it's a gasoline-powered car, and we have so much gasoline. You know, China doesn't have gasoline. We do. And whether it's a hybrid, which really are working really well, the combination of electric and gasoline-driven. But we, everybody was supposed to, by 2030, everybody had to own an electric car under the Biden stupidity. And not everybody wants to do that. I like electric cars. I like all cars. They're all good.
Oh, it goes in here.
But you want to be able to go and buy what you want. I opposed historic tariffs that are now bringing in so much money that nobody's ever seen anything like it.
Interesting.
And countries that were ripping us off.
It's an ice ball maker.
Including allies, but they were ripping us off for years. I won't use the names. I won't mention Japan. I refuse to mention South Korea. I will not mention names. But they were ripping us off like nobody's ever been ripped off before, and taking horrible advantage of your country. But now we're making a lot of money. We're making a lot of money because of the tariffs that are pouring in. And it's really national security. Among everything else, it's national security. We've also rapidly turned the worst border crisis in world history. I believe we had the worst border ever in history. I don't care if you had a fourth world country, you know, we allow third world country in. We would allow fourth world countries in.
Mini bubble wrap.
It doesn't matter. There was never a border that was as bad as our border. We allowed anybody in with no checks, no vetting. So we've rapidly turned
Love you,
the
Stan
worst
from
border
Wisconsin.
crisis in
What's up,
world
James
history
Franco?
into the strongest border in the history of our
Stan,
country.
salute.
And probably one of the strongest borders in the history of the world, because we have nobody coming through. And I want to thank our people. The Border Patrol is so amazing, ICE, and I want to thank the military for the backup, because they're standing right behind them, and that was really nasty for a period of months, and now it's no longer nasty. Now they don't even come up. Nobody comes up. It's an easy job. It made your job a lot easier, because they know they're not going to get through. And we take people in, but they have to come in legally. For 6 months in a row, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted into the United States. You believe that? 0. We had millions of people coming in a year, millions.
Bubble wrap.
Now we have 0 for 6 months, and these are given by radical left
trillions
people.
And trillions.
Numbers. I mean, they're not doing many favors.
Oh, that's so satisfying.
They're being we don't have our net numbers are unbelievable, but we had 0 people in the last 6 months. Illegal border crossings along the U.S.-Mexico border have plummeted to the lowest level ever recorded. And nobody talks about that anymore. You know, it's crazy. They don't talk about it. You think they'd say, well, Trump's done a great job in the border. This country is being destroyed by the border. But you always find something new, like, is he in good health? Biden was great. but is Trump in good health? I sit here, I do 4 news conferences a day. I ask questions from very intelligent lunatics, you people. And I give the right answers. There's never a scandal, there's never a problem. I give you answers that solve your little problems. You go back and you can't find anything, but you do stories about Biden was in wonderful health. The guy didn't do a news conference for 8 months. If I go one day, I had one day where I didn't do a news conference, there's something wrong with the president.
Yeah.
You people are crazy. I'll let you know when there's something wrong. There will be someday. That's going to happen to all of us. But right now, I think I'm sharper than I was 25 years ago. But who the hell does? By the way, I took my physical. I got all A's, everything. But they said to me, would you like to take a cognitive test? I said, is it hard? They said, yes. I said, well, I'm a very smart person. Who was the last president to take one? No president has ever agreed to take one. Because when you get into the mid-questions, meaning, 10, question number 10, 11, 12, 28, 30, they get harder and harder. And they said, would you like to do it? I said, well, no reason to do it. Nobody's ever done it. I'll do it maybe, but there's really no reason. They said, sir, the problem is this is Walter Reed Hospital. And that's a military hospital. And that means that things are, sort of open. It's not like private where you have, if you do poorly, we'll have to, probably you'll find out. I said, I won't do poorly. I'm a smart person, not a stupid person. And as the doctor will tell you, I aced it. Right, Susie? I aced. I got every question right. And these are tough questions. These are questions that...
Well, if we keep Trump, we get him for 3 more years.
99% of the people that I'm talking to right now, meaning the people from the fake news, would not do well in those exams. But I'm the only one that took it. I got every single question right. And then
you hate when Trump humble brags at times?
Is Trump sharp?
I think it's hilarious.
Trump is sharp. But
I like
they're
it.
not sharp. That's why they're going out of business, the New York Times. I hear that they're losing so much money, it's ridiculous. They're a bunch of fakers. But we can never let another thing happen like what happened to us with a fake election, with a rigged election, where a guy like Joe Biden assumes the presidency. Because the man was grossly incompetent. And he was incompetent 30 years ago. But he was really incompetent for those last few years. And our country was put at great danger because of it.
Simpson with the 2 Trump bucks. 420 horsepower, 445 pounds of torque. Yes, sir. 420 horsepower, huh? Hey.
Ever. Think of that. And the net benefit to our country is enormous, incalculable. America is strong and respected again. On the world stage, we're really respected.
You guys notice something?
I went to NATO and they would call it.
We haven't gotten any whiners this stream. Usually we have some whiner. He's like, oh, you like Trump? And they get all mad. I haven't seen them pop their little heads out today.
Me, the president of Europe.
Usually they pop their little heads out and we can make fun of them.
Well,
but
we have a lot of respect. As you know, we have a problem with a war that our people are trying to settle now with Russia and Ukraine. We are not involved in the war monetarily anymore. Biden gave away $350 billion like it was candy. That's a massive amount of money. And much of it in cash, a lot of it in equipment. I don't give away anything. We sell the equipment to NATO. The European nations pay us for the equipment, 100% price. And then
7 more years.
bring it to Ukraine or whatever they do with it. But we're trying to get that settled. I've settled 8 wars. This would be the 9th, and our people are over in Russia right now to see if we can get it settled. Not an easy situation, let me tell you. What a mess. It's a war that never would have happened if I were president.
Oh, take a shot.
Not even a chance. And it didn't happen for 4 years. We've renamed the Department of Defense the Department of War, and I thought that would be controversial. And frankly, I tell you what, I haven't met one person. There's not one person.
I used to watch your vids on YouTube. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping by on Twitch, my friend.
World War I, World War II, everything in between, everything before it. And then we said, let's change the name. So we changed it back to what it was, Department of War, and Pete's doing a great job. We ended 8 wars. Think of that. 8 wars, but we're going to do one more, I think. I hope. Every time I end a war, they say if President Trump ends that war, he's going to get the Nobel Prize. If I end that war, well, he won't get it for that war, but if he ever gets it for the next war, now they're saying if he ever ends the war with Russia and Ukraine, he's going to get the Nobel Prize. What about the other 8 wars? India, Pakistan. Think of all the wars I ended. I should get the Nobel Prize for every war, but I don't want to be greedy. Actually, the woman who got the Nobel Prize said, "You've got to be kidding. Trump deserves the Nobel Prize." So that was very nice of her. I appreciate it, which is true, actually. But I don't care about that. You know what I care about? I care about death.
You care.
I care about all the people that are dying. And last month, 27,000 young people died, mostly young people, mostly soldiers, despite some missiles being shot into Kiev and other places. But think of it, mostly young people. 27,000 people died between Russia and Ukraine last month. What a shame. So we're restoring law and order to our
Israel, Iran, Pakistan, India, Rwanda, Congo, Thailand, Cambodia, America, Azerbaijan, Egypt, Ethiopia, Serbia, Kosovo, Israel, Gaza. You're missing one. The console wars. Yeah, those ended. Trump ended that war too. Number 9.
Sarah is gone. She passed away. She's looking down on us now, and she loves her parents, and they loved her. They were. Somebody said, "How are they doing?" I said, "The word is devastated." Doing. How are they going to do? They're devastated. The rest of their lives they're going to be devastated. She was an incredible person, highly respected, top of her class, everything. She was like a perfect human being. 20 years old, just started. She was like a baby. She was so proud. They were giving her a promotion, and she told the parents that she was getting a promotion, and they were so proud of her. Then they get a call that this happened. And we have one young man who's fighting for his life. He's fighting very hard. I think he's probably doing better than anybody. And they said he didn't have a chance. I'll tell you, the one who said he's going to live is his mother. I spoke to his mother. "Sir, he's going to live." I spoke to her very soon after this horrible event took place with this scum that is able to come into our country. I spoke to his mother. "Sir, he's going to be okay. I'm telling you." No doctor thought that.
Looking something up. Give me a sec.
He was hitting bad places, and she was like so positive. It was incredible. And it's possibly right, Pam, right? Possibly right. Boy, it would be amazing. If he lives, it would be amazing. A miracle, actually. But we're very proud of those 2 people. We're very proud of the National Guard. We're very proud of our military and our police and our firemen and women. If you go back and take a look a year ago, year and a half ago, it all changed, I think, on November 5th, the day of the election. But you go back before that, you couldn't get people to join the military, Pete, right? They didn't want anything to do with military. They wanted nothing to do with joining the police or the fire. They wanted nothing to do with anything. They had no spirit. The country had no spirit, nothing.
Record number of people
And
joining now,
we
though.
just had the highest recruitment in history.
Yeah.
And we're getting great people. We're getting great people. And I will say, despite what just happened, Washington, D.C. has become a really safe place. And I guess this lunatic probably was upset that the National Guard is so effective, because we were really.
Your son
really
joined the Marines?
effective.
Oh,
And we are.
shit.
And Washington, D.C. is now considered a very, very safe city. We had crime numbers.
That's what I was
a
in.
year ago that was so bad. Embarrassment that the city, the capital of this country, could have numbers like that. And Washington now is, no murders, no this. It's been a miracle also what happened here. And now we're in Memphis. And
Anything on
going
income
to
tax, he says
New
that.
Orleans pretty soon.
That's what he said. He said it earlier.
Like to have us go there. Governor Landry, great guy.
He said either like no income tax or maybe it'll end up being just like really, really low. He's like, whatever you guys end up doing with it after I'm gone here as the president, then we'll see what's up. But I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it too. I see a lot of people saying that. I'm with you.
New Orleans, and we're going to go there in a couple of weeks, and we're doing a real job. Even Chicago's down a little bit because of we have a minor force there. We could knock it down within 4 or 5 weeks. We could bring it down to almost nothing, but we have a governor that's grossly incompetent, and we have a mayor that's even more incompetent than the governor. He's a very low IQ person, and typically low IQ people don't make good mayors. So I want to thank all of our cabinet members. They're high IQ. Let me see one. Yeah, generally speaking, a couple I'm a little concerned about. No, but I want to thank. We have a great cabinet, an amazing cabinet, amazing people. All of them
is incompetent.
You know, sort of have become stars.
Bro, like people actually believe that. You believe that. Like you believe Trump's incompetent. You believe it in your bones. That's so wild.
For the good cabinet, actually, and I just want to wish
people that believe that, like those are like, man, like that would be like the worst boss to have, right? If somebody thinks Trump is incompetent, imagine that person being your boss. That would, oh my God.
Wish everybody a great holiday. We've
who's steaming me?
Done a great job with the White House, bringing the White House back. You see the Palm Court. It was redone.
Bro, I don't want to play duck game. What the fuck?
The bedroom was redone. The Lincoln bathroom is now gorgeous, like it should have been. It was terrible green tile that was never the way it was supposed to be. It was done in the 1940s, actually, but it was not proper. And we're restoring the White House just like we're restoring the country, and people are.
Bob Sanders, are you going to buy any Steam products? I have a Steam Deck. I have a couple of them.
Job with the Christmas trees and all the decorations. I see the wreaths on the windows. I've never seen that before, on the windows of the White House. And you know, it's 4 stories high. I said, how did they get that wreath? They had people going up in a little dangerous. I wouldn't want to do it, but they put them up, and we have wonderful.
Your reels are awesome. Thanks for watching.
They're really proud to bring the building back, because this building was a little bit like the country. It was mishandled, it was mistreated, and now it's being given love. And we're building one of the great, I think, maybe the greatest ballroom. We needed it for 150 years. They've been asking. You see the trucks and cranes and excavators in the background, and you hear them, and every time I hear them, I love the sound.
What's the steam frame?
I wouldn't say my wife is thrilled. She hears pile drivers in the background all day, all night. They go till 12 o'clock in the evening, day, night, pile drivers. Darling, could you turn off the pile drivers? Sorry, darling, that's progress. But
oh, the headset.
We're doing great. It's going to be I think it's going to be the finest ballroom ever built, and we're going to have it here. They've wanted it for 150 years. Think of that. So I will just end by saying I want to thank the cabinet. It's been a great cabinet. Let's think of it. Time flies, but this is our last of the year, as I said, and I just think you've done a fantastic job.
They did a lot of shit in 1 year. Holy fuck.
We'll go quickly, but we're going to go around the room, and we'll start with Pete, and you'll tell us about some of the achievements. And some of you have achievements that are so big, I don't want to go through the whole thing because we don't have time. But we'll start with Pete, and then if you want, we'll take some questions at the end. Please, Pete.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. As you said, it has been a historic year at the Department of War. Recruiting and retention over this year are at the most historic levels our country has ever seen. When I had a chance to be on an aircraft carrier destroyer over Thanksgiving, the spirit in our ranks since the election under President Trump is unprecedented. I've never seen anything like it as a soldier myself in uniform, and I know a lot of you feel the same way. We've ripped out the DEI and the political correctness. It's all merit-based at the department. We're getting back to basics: accountability, training, readiness, lethality, and that's reviving that spirit. And Mr. President, we're rebuilding the military, historic investments. I just took briefings on the Golden Dome and F-47, next generation capabilities that are going to make sure that for generations to come, America has the most powerful, most capable, most lethal military in the world, which you have rebuilt once and we're rebuilding again. And then we're reestablishing deterrence and credibility. If you look at what happened, we deal with every day the outcome of what happened in Afghanistan, the debacle under Joe Biden. We just dealt with it in the streets of Washington, D.C. with those 2 National Guardsmen. And then what happened on October 7th with Hamas, what happened in Ukraine a war.
$5 Trump bucks from Will You Teach Me says, I hope he invites Bill and Hillary to Monica Lewinsky Ballroom. That would be such a funny
Whether it's
name.
Midnight Hammer, those beautiful B-2s going 37 miles back and forth, undetected.
Be right back.
And Iran not getting nuclear capabilities. Europe and NATO stepping up to 5%. Locking down our southwest border. It's been an honor to work with Christy and Tom and everyone else down there to lock it to zero. Operational control of our border. And then it's getting after and going after narco-terrorists and designated terrorist organizations in our own hemisphere. As I've said, and I'll say again, we've only just begun striking narco boats and putting narco-terrorists at the bottom of the ocean because they've been poisoning the American people. And Joe Biden tried to approach it with kid gloves and allowed them to come across the border, cartels take over community, 20 million people, hundreds of thousands of Americans poisoned. And President Trump said, no, we're taking the gloves off. We're taking the fight to these designated terror organizations, and that's exactly what we're doing. So we're stopping the drugs, we're striking the boats, we're defeating narco-terrorists, and we're standing...
And Peter, you may say one thing, that drugs coming in through the sea by sea are down 91%. And I don't know who the 9% is.
I'm not sure either, sir.
But down 91% by sea.
We've had a bit of a pause because it's hard to find boats to strike right now. Which is the entire point, right? Deterrence has to matter, not arrest and hand over and then do it again, the rinse and repeat approach of previous administrations. This is meant to get after that approach. And I will just end by saying, as President Trump always has our back, we always have the back of our commanders who are making decisions in difficult situations, and we do in this case all these strikes. They're making judgment calls, ensuring that they defend the American people. They've done the right things. We'll keep doing that, and we have their backs, Mr. President.
Good job. Thank you very much. Howard?
So we set out to stop the ripoff of the United States. This is about global change of trade. We've been ripped off since 1945 when we set this policy. So we set out, and together with my partners, Jameson Greer and Scott Bessent, we
I was just
set out
lighting
to
my
change that. So we started,
log
the
and
first one was
the fire,
UK deal,
the
right?
chimney thing, fucking fireplace.
They pay us 10%, and we get charged nothing. That allows us to export, and that began the process. Then we did the biggest, the European Union, 450 million people, $20 trillion economy. They completely opened their borders.
What's up, Ethan?
To us, and we charge them 15%. That makes America $100 billion a year and turns it back to where our economy is the best. And so it proved that President Trump's trade agenda was the right trade agenda. Then we go to Japan and Korea. They offer us $750 billion in cash to build in America at the president's direction. And we're going to start, as an example, nuclear. Right? We need to have a nuclear arsenal in America of power, the generation of power. So we're going to build hundreds of billions of dollars, financed
torching one of the
by
haters
Japanese and the Koreans, meaning they give us the money, we build it here, and we split the cash flow 50-50. We're going to build ships, $150 billion worth of ships in America.
What's up,
That
Mr.
changes
Snub?
the way things work, right? After those trade deals, then you go to how
Ghost
are we
Gaming,
going
I
to
see you.
reshore? Right, let's start talking about the auto industry.
Trump looks tired.
Right?
I think he fell asleep just now.
Competed against by Koreans, the Japanese, the
Hold
Europeans.
up. Hold up. I think he dozed off for a sec. Bro, doesn't he look like he's sleeping? Looks like he's sleeping to me.
Auto industry, right? We've been.
Someone get Trump a Diet Coke.
The Japanese, the Europeans were kicking our tail. President Trump changed it. 25% tariffs.
Take a
Bring
little
it all
nappy
home.
poo.
This year, General Motors stock up 40%. Ford up 34%. And on the same day that we announced we had set all the tariffs, Sean Fain, the head of the United Auto Workers, called and said, I can't believe I'm calling a Republican Secretary of Commerce to tell the president that this is the greatest administration for auto workers in America. Stocks up and auto workers up. That proves that President Trump understands how to take care of the whole ecosystem, both the companies and, more importantly, the people who work there. Semiconductors, right? We didn't build any. The Biden CHIPS Act was a $60 billion giveaway, right? We've now turned that. $300 billion is committed to America.
Sleepy
That's
Don.
going to go up to $750 billion in the next 60 days.
At least Trump has a reason
to
be tired.
pharmaceuticals,
Yes,
right?
facts.
$250 billion being invested in America, and then working together with Bobby Kennedy, right? Pounding away on that MFN, working together as a joint team.
I'm 35 years old and I pass out in meetings. Bro, I'm 37. I pass out all the time.
We did the golden
I passed out on my stream. I'll just sit here.
The Mon Valley is protected. Intel gave us 10% of the company, make tens of billions of dollars, right? And the last thing I will say is a year ago today, I was working on transition with President Trump, right? To build the greatest cabinet ever for the greatest president ever. And I, as I sit here today, I can't be more proud of how you did it, sir. You've created the greatest cabinet. It is a joy to be at this table.
Hell yeah.
You know, one thing we will mention, so they came to see me from Intel, and they had a problem. I said, look, we'll fix your problem, but I think the United States is entitled to 10% of your company. And the chairman looked at me and he goes,
he's meditating like the Dalai Lama.
Tell him, how much money have we made since I made that deal?
It's only $40 billion.
40 billion. We made $40 billion. That was, what, 3 months ago? Does anybody write about it? Nobody writes about it. That's okay.
Trump actually working, not eating ice cream.
How we doing with transportation?
Well, Mr. President, so just quickly on aviation, many of you heard that we have an infrastructure made of copper. We have to transition to fiber. The last administration said it was going to take more than 10 years to complete the transition from copper to fiber. They had no plan to actually do it. We have already completed a third of this transition from copper to fiber. Now it's going to take longer for us to go from analog to digital. By the way, the rest of the world transitioned 20 years ago from analog to digital. We are just going to do that at the FAA right now, but we're buying new radios. We're going to buy new radar. By the way, those radar are going to be made in America, Mr. President. This phase of the operation will be completed by the time you leave office. It's 3 years. I do need another
$4
$20
billion
billion
chump
Congress,
change
to start the second phase, which is really important, and we'll try to get that done also in that 3-year time period, but we need the money. Critically important. With regard to commercial driver's license, I think we've covered a lot the crashes that have taken place around the country, and what we found is there have been states that have issued commercial driver's license to foreigners, and they've gone through sham schools, and they're not safe on American roadways. And so, in partnership with Secretary Noem, we have driven those numbers down. We got California, Gavin Newsom, to revoke 17,000 unlawfully issued licenses. We've closed down half of the fake schools that give out these fake licenses, all critically important. Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota gave 33% of these licenses unlawfully. People that should never have a driver's license driving a big rig on American roads, endangering the American people.
Yeah, facts, bro. What the fuck? That's crazy.
We've cleaned up Union Station here in D.C. per your directive. We're going to rebuild Penn Station in New York. We're going to break ground at the end of 2027, get that project operational. And, you know, Mr. President, a lot of us, I fly commercially, I fly back by the bathrooms. I don't know why that happens. They put me in the back. But, you know, we've asked Americans to bring their better selves, to bring civility back to travel, to say, listen, let's say please and thank you. And if you have someone's pregnant on your flight and you're as strong as Pete is, well, pick up the bag and help her put it in the overhead bin. Let's be nice to each other, is what we've asked. Maybe not wear pajamas or slippers on the airplane. And,
okay, that's crossing the line. Okay, no. Let us wear the PJs, bro. It's fucking. Let us be comfy.
Fairly well, and I think we can all have a better travel experience when we do that. And just the last point I'll make is there was a big football game where the Merchant Marine Academy that falls under DOT actually beat the Coast Guard with Kristi Noem. We beat them by 1 point, and so we're very proud of that. And, so well done, Kings Pointers.
So a little bit in a nutshell, we're rebuilding the air traffic control under boot edge. It's supposed to be boot edge.
Boot edge.
He was another grossly incompetent person. He'd get in his bicycle, ride to work, and he was just terrible. What they do is they take the fiber optics and they take fiber trying to hook it into copper,
and fiber and copper don't mix. You can't do it. But people knew that for the last 30 years since they started doing the fiber. And they spent billions of dollars, and it didn't work. And you
Trump
saw
is
that
hedging.
by the helicopter crash. You saw that by Into the Plane. You saw that by a lot of things. So we're doing a brand new air traffic control system, and it's going to be the best, and it's going to be from top to bottom, and we have the 3 top companies in the world bidding on it, and it's going to be one bid, and we're going to have one company responsible, and it'll be the best system, and it's going to make this. Look, our skies are safe, otherwise we wouldn't let people fly, but we're going to have the safest skies. We're going to have the best system anywhere in the world. We're also going to rebuild Dulles Airport, because it's not a good airport. It should be a great airport, and it's not a good airport at all. It's a terrible airport.
Top 3
It
pies?
was, incorrectly designed with a good building. Actually, it's got a beautiful terminal. Saarinen was the architect, one of the greatest architects
Pecan
in the
pie,
world
apple
at the
pie.
time. A great architect. And so they have a great building and a bad airport.
And shepherd's pie.
But we're going to turn that around, and we're going to make Dulles Airport, serving Washington and Virginia,
Pumpkin pie.
Maryland, etc. We're going to make that into something really
Cream pie.
spectacular. We have an amazing plan for it, and other things. But you're
Chicken
doing a really
pot
good
pie.
job.
Hey, that's good.
The people movers.
Or
of
turkey
Dulles
pot
are
pie.
gonna crash
I should make a
recently.
turkey pot pie.
So we're going to announce that later today. A request for bids on this, but again, it's a not a great airport, which we can make great in this administration, Mr. President.
Leverage Challenge, how's everything going? Going great, dude.
It's gonna
Thanks for
take
watching.
Dulles and make it a really
Hair pie?
it was
Ew.
a badly designed airport. We're going to make it into as good as there is in the country. It'll be exciting. Okay, please.
All right. Well, Mr. President, it's good to be here at this meeting, because in 1 year you can look around the table and see the change. And I think one of the biggest changes is how this cabinet works together. And I want to start there. This has often been said, I found out some things this year that I didn't know.
Who the fuck's this guy?
What was Defense, now Department of War, and the Veterans Department had never really communicated. Now, we're fraternal twins, in a way. Pete and I are. He lives better, I'm better looking. But in looking at this, I mean, he brings them in. He keeps them for a number of years, up to 20 or longer, and then they come in to what the country is committed to our veterans. And if you don't have both ends working correctly, then recruitment lags, morale lags, and we've been able to work and fix a great deal of that. I didn't
Head of
need to
the
change
VA.
our name, but I did do one thing.
Nicholas, I see you in the chat. What's up?
And we did that in 1 year. How did we do that?
He's definitely
We started
Southern.
taking things that have been
Sounds like he's
for a
from New
long
York.
time and put them back. We had a backlog in which we've dropped over 160,000. We're not talking year-to-year change at the VA. We're talking 5-6 years. We have to go back 5 to 6 year prior COVID numbers to see the change of backlogs that are now reduced. We do it in 6 months.
Have you guys seen my turkey setup?
In fact, it grew under the Biden administration.
I'm gonna go cook a turkey after my stream.
160,000 under us. Champ VA, which is a program we have, it's basically been back to day to day. It was at a terrible state, which delays and claims and everything's going on. We've got that back. We're doing
Hell
things
yeah.
like taking a new look. I have one question that I ask when I go to my hospital.
Looks beautiful, thank you.
Over 170 hospitals, 1,200 clinics. And I asked the people one thing, Mr. President. I said, what are you doing right now? that
Gonna
you're
go with
just
peanut
honest and I
oil.
wouldn't stand here. You say, this is stupid. It's been amazing what we've gotten, and the feedback that we've had. We've been able to change how we do credentialing, how we do privileging, how we do hiring. We're all working through that, and it has all made a difference for our veterans.
It's gonna be my first time
CNP exams.
deep
Veterans
frying
out
a
there
turkey.
listening, if this is the one where disability
I'm excited.
claims, so
I'm
we'll
doing that
send you
after
to
the
a doctor
stream.
to make sure. Most of the time we have that already in the record. We're working now where those could actually be changed, where we just look at the record and not have to send them to the doctor. That's almost a $3 billion savings that we could let, and also not taking what the veterans get. We're also getting ready to announce here pretty soon a reorganization that's going to bring our hospital system organizationally in line with the 21st century. We are the largest healthcare organization. It's about time
Chocolate
we
pie,
act like
pizza
it.
pie,
You gave
pizza
that leadership,
pie.
We're going to do it. And also one thing, community care contracts getting ready
Brian
to go out.
outside.
One of the
It's
largest
fucking
contracts
cold
in the
out there,
federal
dude.
government. But it does exactly what you and I have talked about before, making sure that our veterans can get care in the system or in the community, wherever they want it. We're getting ready for that. Now, I have one thing for all the press who really enjoyed the first of the year.
It's gonna be
saying,
good, dude.
Oh, you know, they're going to cut all these jobs, 80,000 this, 80,000 at the VA. Mr. President, every success that I just gave you came after the fact, or pretty much after the fact, that we had 30,000 take early retirement. Early retirement, no risk, although you reported it as loss and risk, you can't help yourself. 30,000 took a retirement. every bit of the success
Cardboard?
I just told you about.
The cardboard's,
It was a motivated workforce. It's at high.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like
That's
a
what this
little
cabinet does.
precaution,
That's what
right?
we're doing for you.
And you've got the highest approval rating we've ever had at the VA, so that tells you something. You're doing a great job. Thank you very much. Jameson, please.
It'll be a vegetarian turkey.
On trade this year.
Never heard of that.
You know, for about 75 years, we had a system, global trading system that was premised on the United States having totally open borders, right? Not just on immigration, but on goods and services, and everyone else.
As long as the heat is turned all the way up. You know what? My heater is broken.
Etc.
I had a guy install a Nest, like a little, like, you know, those little Google thermostats, and then it's not working. It doesn't activate my heater. So I've been without heat for like a week. And I'm trying to figure out how to make this fucking thing work. So it's cold in here. So I got a fire going, and this will this will be kind of like double, right? Like I get to cook a turkey, and I can make it be a little warmer in my house. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be awesome.
Obviously, the outcome was we had a huge trade deficit.
Temp outside right now is
you gave all of us
20 degrees for me.
Leverage. So we spent the past 10 months or whatever we've been doing now, just going around the world and flipping the script. So now we're in a situation where we've protected our industries, we have the tariffs, and the other countries have decided to take their tariffs down and non-tariff barriers. And we've done it in a very constructive way. We've achieved agreements on reciprocal trade, which are a new kind of trade agreement.
Reset your thermostat and reprogram it with the app.
We have balanced trade. We have reciprocal trade, that we're treating each other fairly. And it's been embraced by the international community. And it's going to be exciting to see what it's like 5 years, 10 years from now, because you've changed it. And that's how it's going to be now. And I think you should be commended for it, and we look forward to seeing what comes in the next few years.
Thank you very much. You're doing great. He's doing a great job. Thank you very much. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Last time I was here, I said that the amount of deregulation.
Do not fry that in your house,
30 to 1.
bro. It is
Since
cold
then, it's up to
outside.
48 to 1. Your goal had been 10
This is
to 1,
and it's in the
was
kitchen where all the food
excess
is
of
and
6 to
stuff.
1
It's
in the first term.
convenient.
It's actually much higher than that, but I made my team redo the threshold a little bit because it sounded so unbelievable. But the amount of work that's being done with this entire team is astronomical. And another detail in that is that when we propose a rule, some of the biggest ones that you care the most about don't go into that count until they are finalized. So next year we should be even more eye-popping. One of those to talk about is the federal acquisitions regulations, which you gave us a charge 6 months ago to dramatically reduce.
Warm turkey is good turkey, yes sir.
By 25%. 500 pages,
Hey, let's go, dude.
which is a third of the
Vic's
mandate.
Pool
That's
Service.
gonna lead to savings,
Becoming a member.
competition,
Let's go.
So probably $40 billion.
Blue Goblin with 5 Trump bucks. Before I go, please watch some videos
when we
of
get up and running
frozen
in
turkeys
north
being
of
fried before you do it. It might save your
$200
life.
billion.
I know how to cook a
Competition,
turkey, bro.
About 45% of government bids only have one
I know
bid.
how to cook a turkey.
So you got no competition in that situation.
What the hell?
That will now change, and then we're just getting faster. Months, and hopefully we turn it into years, which means you all around this table can buy things that you need.
It's a joke. It's not a joke. Do it outside. Exactly. Willie, teach me. Understands. That's what the cardboard is for.
Participate in the federal procurement process. So, making all sorts of improvements on that front. It's very exciting. Thank you, Mr. President.
That's great. And great on the regulations. We're cutting them at levels never seen before. And I have
It's gonna be epic, dude.
From the first 4 years, but we're blowing that record away. So it's been really great. Good. Scott?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Great to be with everyone. And, you know, when you were giving your report, which was fantastic, and I listened to the report of all my colleagues here and those that will come.
Don't use cardboard?
I played in the NFL. We had this thing called game film.
The fuck?
You know all about film. And we had a saying that said, the film don't lie. The film tells a real story. And I hope that the American people,
I'm so
when they watch
hungry.
the film
I
that's
can't wait to
going
eat this
on now
turkey.
in this time in our history, that they will see that America is greater today. than it
2
ever has
Trump
been.
bucks from Vic's
Thank you
Pool
for that.
Service. This is
Thank you
epic.
for
No
giving us,
income
the
tax.
stories
We'll see if
that
that
we can
happens.
tell
We'll see if it
for
happens.
the American people.
They keep saying they want to do that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I don't want to be braggadocious. We're saving.
You're my
our
favorite,
country.
by far my
Our
favorite
country is
YouTuber. Keep it
going
up, man.
down,
Thank
and
you
we
very
never
much.
have been able to come back. We're saving all of us, but we're saving our country. All right, go ahead, please.
Put tinfoil over the cardboard?
And keep it with your executive order, sir, in making America's streets safe and beautiful. Again, we've been very intentional about making public housing in our country safe. And I want people to know, our colleagues know this, but people in America know that we actually
I may be low income, but I'm not low income.
A lot of public housing is wrong with crime, sex trafficking, drug trafficking, illicit drugs, illegal aliens
What the
living
fuck?
in public housing. But we've put them on notice to let you know that it's not lost on us. We care about the people. We're paying attention to it, and we're going to root out crime in public housing. We've been very focused on working with the Memphis Safe Task Force, the DC Safe and Beautiful Task Force, working with Pam and Chrissy and others, and law enforcement. Our law enforcement is tremendous. Every single night they go out and they go to public housing to make sure that our people are safe. Mothers and children are safe. And so at HUD, you know, it's a different day. We're running new plays. The film was real bad when I came in. I'm gonna be honest.
There we
go. But we
You do picture in picture.
The people that live in public
Sick.
housing do assurance that they will be safe. And we also
Bubble
announced a
wrap
new
the cardboard
crime
so it's
hotline,
safe.
sir,
What the fuck?
that people that live in public housing, if they see criminal activity, if they see illegals living there, if they see
Standing, you're not letting the
drug
dog
trafficking,
move. Place.
If you see it, if you hear it,
Place.
report it. Don't be afraid. And so work with our Office of Inspector General. We've set up this crime hotline, and also working with Chrissy and Department of Homeland Security, making sure that everyone that lives inside of public housing is accounted for, and that they are
Just
American
please record.
And so I
I'll
say
try
that
to
I
remember.
emphasize that to know that we
So when I start
prioritize
cooking, I like
American
just
people
forget,
and
you know?
American people only. Lastly, sir.
Live stream it?
in
Maybe I could
Atlantic
live stream
City,
it. Thanks for the
we took
2
over
Trump bucks.
the Atlantic City
Kayla
public
Pulley.
because the living conditions were deplorable.
Kayla Pulley?
And they have people that have been living there for 3 generations, and they were being treated very bad.
My dog went to her place.
So that we can now give people a safe place to stay. And working with the First Lady in the Foster Youth Initiative has been a great joy for me and our team. So thank you for doing
This
that.
guy's
Executive
boring.
order
Go to the
make
next
sure that
guy.
our foster youth have a safe landing pad and have financial literacy as they age out of.
Careful, Papa
the
Meat
foster
got
youth
banned
system.
on
So you
Twitch
talk
for
about
making fun of Hassan Piker shocking his dog.
supported
Really?
over 1 million Americans in home
What did he
ownership
say?
and affordability, and over 560,000 are first-time home buyers. So I hope that the press will write about that good news, that 1 million people are able to own a home and to refinance their homes. And sir, we are moving our building from DC to Alexandria, Virginia. So thank you for your support. We're going to save the American people about $500 million. So that's my report. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Scott. Brooke?
Well, coming off of Thanksgiving, moving towards Christmas, I think it's the season of Thanksgiving.
Of turkey.
And
The season
two
of
words for
turkey.
me are gratitude and joy.
It's a season of
Gratitude to
fried
you
turkey.
For, as Howard said, bringing this team
Deep
together.
fried turkey.
I say it a lot, but I'll say it again, that this is like
Should cook
family
that outside.
at
Bro,
this
everyone's
point,
saying
and
do it
I don't know that
outside.
there's ever been
It's cold out
an
there.
organization like this, at least a government like this in the history of our country.
Brother's got
These
everyone in
jobs are
chat freaking
hard,
about frying that
but the
turkey.
joy
Bro,
every
it's going to be
day in getting
delicious.
to fight for America and save the country.
Hassan, a little
is
bitch. Yeah, he is.
the privilege of all of our lifetimes, I believe. So thank you for that. At U.S. Department of Agriculture, the People's Department, Abraham Lincoln launched this department in 1862. But under your leadership, we have finally, again,
You think there's
put
no
farmers
income tax?
and
You people
ranchers
are
and
really
rural
dumb.
America
Bro,
first.
we're
In the
just
last
waiting
year,
to see if
no
it's going to
longer
happen. How is that
DEI,
dumb?
Climate change,
Trump's been saying he wants to do
sending out
that.
money based on the color of
We
a
could
farmer's
wait and see
skin.
if it
It's
happens.
now about
You really
literally
believe everyone thinks there's no
farmers
income
back at the
tax?
center of it.
You're the one
And
who's
under
dumb
the
if you
last
think we believe
administration,
that.
We talked a lot about affordability. We'll
Like, we're literally paying it. Why would we believe there's no income tax if we're literally fucking paying it? Yeah, TDS is so real. God, dude, these people are... They think that they're the smartest people in the world, but they tend to be the dumbest people. Wild.
continue to talk about that.
Get rid of
But
property
under the
tax.
Biden
That I agree with.
administration And the destruction of our economy and the cost of inflation. Interest rates for farmers and ranchers went up 73%. Labor went up 47%. Fertilizer went up 36%. Fuel went up 28%. So when you think about the extreme economic strain that a lot of our farmers are under in our farm economy, These are massive, massive numbers that will take some time to get out from under. But we've already seen the beginnings of the movement toward more affordable food, housing, fuel, et cetera, and that will only continue to trend as we work to solve those issues. My partners in trade, of course, they do the work, but I'm constantly talking to them about selling more soybeans, selling more corn, getting more of our products out. But when we really think about how to solve for this idea that for so long our farmers, many of them have been farming for government checks instead of moving their product around the world, these trade deals change that forever. And it isn't one trade deal or two trade deals, it's dozens of trade deals. And so talking about rural prosperity and bringing the golden age back to rural America, which has been lost for too long. We're going to focus on that
The
next
tax
year.
was only meant to be a
Hopefully
short-term
with our
thing,
Vice
so it'd be
President
nice to
and
get rid of
cabinet
it.
members,
I hope we
that
do.
the
We'll see what
opportunity to
happens.
do that under these new trade deals is unprecedented.
What's
And
up,
so
Captain
just
Ambrose
putting
Fox?
farmers first, our ranchers first, Mr. President.
Yo,
is
what do you
such
think of
a
my turkey
huge-
setup?
Such a huge
Check this
priority
out.
and
You ever
an
deep fried a
accomplishment of the
turkey?
last year. The second quick thing is lawfare, and I know you know this better than anyone in the country. When a government politicizes and weaponizes their power to go after average, everyday Americans, well, from you, the top of the heap as president, but all the way down to the ranchers in South Dakota, the Maud family, who were facing jail time over a fence line dispute that had been in their family for 130 years. We fixed that. The family, the Henry family in New Jersey, who were facing their farm being taken away for eminent domain to give to affordable
Looks good.
housing.
Hell
We
yeah,
fixed
dude.
that. So being
Shit's
able
gonna
to
be
completely
fire.
change the trajectory of private property rights, but especially as it has to do with
Our
our
deep
farmers
fried
and
turkeys are
ranchers
like
and our
really
rural
juicy.
communities, changes everything for our country. And then the third thing, we have so much great things to talk about at USDA, but the third thing, which became very much a part of the national conversation during the Democrat shutdown, was SNAP reform.
The
Food
Democrat
stamp
shutdown, that's funny.
when all of America saw what so many of us know and have been working on, but when you have so much rampant fraud in a program that 42 million Americans participate in, now a big good piece of news that I hope is written about, since you became president, about 800,000 of those 42 million have moved off of food stamps, which is hopefully the plan with better jobs, higher wages, etc. But still, when we found 186,000 dead people or dead people's social security numbers being used, 500,000 people receiving benefits more than twice.
My
We
dad's
had
in the middle of
a
the
couple people
ocean sending me
receiving benefits
pictures
in
of his
6
dinner.
States. In February of this year, we
He's
asked
on
all
a
the states for the first time
sport fishing here.
to turn over their data to the federal government to let the USDA partner with them to root out this fraud, to make sure that those who really need food stamps are getting them.
He's
but
eating
also to
this
make
in the
sure
middle of the
American
ocean on a
taxpayer
fishing
is
boat.
protected.
Like
21
what?
states said yes, not surprised. 29 states said
Lamb
yes, not
chops.
surprisingly, the red states. And that's
Like
where all
what?
of that data, that fraud comes from. But 21 states, including California, New York, and Minnesota, the blue states, continue to say no. So as of next week, we have begun and will begin to stop moving federal funds into those states until they comply and they tell us and allow us to partner with them to root out this fraud and to protect the American taxpayer.
Hell yeah, I'm all
As
about
Joe
it.
Biden was working to buy an election a year ago, he increased food stamp program funding by 40%. So now as we continue to roll that back. So the partnership in Making America Healthy Again is also in food stamps, but a lot of what Bobby and I are doing together is really
Mr.
remarkable.
Rager,
But
I see you in the chat, man.
Just gratitude and joy for this work, and so grateful to you. The final thing I'll say, a lot of gratitude to Secretary Marco Rubio for wearing his Aggie maroon tie as a reflection of Texas A&M.
How does that
beating
go? She's
Florida
going like this.
Handily
What the
about
fuck?
a month ago. So Marco, I want to thank you and much gratitude and joy.
Yeah, my
in
dad's
heart
eating well
as
tonight.
Yes.
I
But
think
thank you,
we
sir.
also have to say something about China with one of the largest purchases
China.
ever in our country, the soybeans.
Yes, sir.
And so I want to thank President Xi. We had a great meeting. We were in South Korea, and I went to a lot of other places too, but we met in South Korea, and President Xi was great. And China gave us among the largest orders in the history of your world, agriculture.
That's right.
So-
And sir, may I say, this is the This is the remarkable result of real leadership and your real leadership. Just a couple of days ago, China announced that they were going to halt all purchases from Brazil.
Always got to glaze
because
Trump.
they had found
Gotta
some of the
glaze 'em.
irregularities in some of the
It's a
soybeans
requirement.
they're buying from Brazil. And what that means is a continued signal
Just doing a great
that
job.
this country and our farmers produce the best, highest quality soybeans, sorghum, et cetera, in the world. And what you've been able to do is open those markets up and, again, move toward an era where our farmers
At least
are
the
not
Trump
so
family's not
reliant
doing
on
a
government
Coke in the
checks,
White
but
House.
They have the markets
True
to
that.
sell the product. Having said that, we do have a bridge payment we'll be announcing with you next week as we're still trying to recover from the Biden
To help
years. That's right.
To help the farmers. We're going
That's
to help
right.
the farmers. They did not help the farmers.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Scott?
Mr. President, it's been a great year on the economy, but the best is yet to come. The tens of trillions of dollars that have come in investment, both the portfolio investment by companies, investment by countries, that is turning into a CapEx boom for the U.S. Capital expenditures up 15% in history. When CapEx is up, jobs will follow. The one big beautiful bill is an incredible, as you said, thanks to your leadership, along with Speaker Johnson, Senator Leader Thune, we had that done on July 4th, which everyone said was impossible. And the great thing about that bill, sir, for the American people, it's for industry, 100% expensing, build your factory here, you can write it off immediately, but you also insisted on the 4 benefits for working
I'm gonna send a
people.
picture to my dad.
No tax on tips, no tax on overtime. No
Everyone
tax
say
on Social
hi.
Security, auto deductibility for American cars, and that is retroactive. So as a result, in 2026, we are going to see.
Let me get my
very
vape out of the
substantial tax
picture.
refunds in the first quarter. So the best way to address the affordability crisis is to give Americans more money in their pockets, which is what this bill has done. We're going to see real wage increases. I think next year is going to be a fantastic year. Taxes, deregulation, energy certainty. That's why everyone with your leadership is coming to America. Bond market had its best year since 2020. Everyone said couldn't be done. So we're going to have growth. We've had 2 4% quarters before the Schumer shutdown. We're going to go back to that. So not only are we going to have great growth, but it's going to be low inflationary growth. And stock market obviously is following, but next year is going to be the year for Main Street as all this kicks in. And you came in, immigration, I called it the 3 I's, immigration, interest rates, and inflation, that were killing the American people. Close the border, the promise kept. Interest rates are down, and 10-year bond, again, best year since 2020, and inflation led by energy prices is going to roll next year. I think it's going to be a fantastic
Thank you,
year.
guys. Appreciate
so we
ya.
can look back, be very proud of this year, but I think 2026 is going to be great for the American people, thanks to you.
Hell yeah, buddy. 2026 is coming. It's going to be a great year.
It's an honor to serve with this great team that you've assembled. And I just want to pick up on something you said, Mr. President, because you hit the nail on the head. That it is absurd.
Is he really
that
ending
Democrats
income taxes?
talk
He's
about
trying
an
to.
affordability crisis
It's JD
that
Vance.
they created and the people around this table work every single day to address. You'll hear a lot of statistics today. You hear a lot of statistics in our political conversation. I think the most important statistic for the American people is that under the Biden administration, the average American family lost over $3,000 of household income. And under the first 10 months of this Trump administration, they have gained over $1,000 of household income.
I do
What
have
that
our
says
graders. I played it once.
Very clearly is that we are fixing the problem that Joe Biden
Talon,
and
I see you in
Democrats
the
created in the last administration.
oh, somebody
If you look at
followed.
every affordability crisis
Baraku, thanks for
confronting
following.
the American people today, it is traceable directly to a problem caused by Joe Biden and congressional Democrats. Why did homes get so unaffordable? Because we had 20 million illegal aliens in this country taking homes that ought by right to go to American citizens. Why did tax bills get so unaffordable? Because Democrats were raising taxes.
See you,
while
Redolin. Thanks for
congressional
hanging out.
Republicans, under the president's leadership, we're now cutting taxes. Why did food get so expensive? Because we printed trillions of dollars and threw it into green scams that made our agricultural economy suffer while Americans were paying higher prices for food. On every single one of those issues, Mr. President, I think we've made incredible progress. but it would be preposterous to fix every problem caused over the last 4 years in just 10 months. I think that we've done incredibly good. But what I see over the next year, and you heard Brooke talk about joy and gratitude, what I really think this season represents for me, and I think for the entire administration, is that we have now done incredible work to fix what Joe Biden broke.
It's not illegal to give the homeless a machete and a bottle of Jack. It sure isn't.
American prosperity could be the best year that we've had in the United States of America. It's going to happen because we're all working hard. It's going to happen because we have the greatest country in the world. But I think for congressional Democrats in particular, if they want to talk about affordability, they ought to look in the mirror. We are fixing what they're broken. We're proud to do it. It's the job that we were elected to do. But I think 2026 is going to be the year where this economy really takes off.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Great. Pam?
Let's see what happens.
President Trump, thank you for
Bondi.
talking about Sarah.
Pam
Heartbreaks
Blondie.
for her family. And Andy is doing well. His parents, Melody and Jason, wanted me to tell you, and I was with them yesterday in the hospital. He's a miracle. I was there when the surgeons came in, and they wanted you to know this. He's a miracle, and if everyone in this country can continue to pray for that family. He's got a long road ahead of him, but he is a miracle. And of course,
The guy
our
that got
DC
shot?
initiative is led by
The National Guard guy?
The monster will be held accountable who
Good.
did this. Our marshals, of course, are leading the DC Safe effort. We have made over 7,000 arrests at your direction. DC is safe again. Working with everyone around this table, Pete and everyone. Scott and I were in Memphis together last week, and everyone, and Bobby, your HHS, doctors and medics are on the ground to help people in Memphis and DC. In Memphis, we've made over 3,500 arrests so far, and Homeland Security, Christy, you've been instrumental in this. But it's everyone working together as a team. We even have Treasury agents out there. It's unbelievable, on the ground in DC and Memphis. Of course, law enforcement first, FBI, Kash Patel has led the FBI. We have a 100% increase in the arrest of violent criminals, thanks to your leadership. DEA, led by Terry Cole, over 45 million fentanyl pills, 4,200 kilos fentanyl powder. That is the equivalent of 347 million potential lethal doses. That's unbelievable that you've taken off the streets of our country. And the weight of all the drugs combined taken off by DEA,
Where the Epstein files
is
at?
the weight
Are you
of
living under a rock?
17 full semis
Yeah, they fucking released them.
of the drugs just since you've been in office. The drugs that had flowed into this country under the previous administration.
They just released a bunch of videos
ATF,
today, too.
Led by Rob Sakata, has seized more than 31,000 illegal guns. 31,000. Unbelievable at your leadership. 19,000 of those were from trafficking cases. We've been sued on the legal front now. We have been sued 575 times. 575 times. More than every administration going back to Reagan combined. Most recently, yesterday, I was sued by an immigration judge who we fired. One of the reasons, she said she was a woman. Last I checked, I was a woman as well. 24 Supreme Court wins, President Trump. 92% success rate.
Where's little Marco?
It would take a while to get to the Supreme Court. We're doing it at record speed. Led by
He's on the other
John
side of the
Sauer,
table.
Of course, Sarah and Hosh all working together. Immigration, we're winning. Nationwide injunctions. Ending DEI funding. Working to secure that our federal workforce is aligned with your America First agenda. Representing pretty much everyone in this room. We met with your general counsel yesterday, Doug. Met with, working with everyone. It's nonstop. ICE, of course, we're winning there with Christy. We're Brooke, SNAP benefits, won there. Marco, USAID. Pete, National Guard, of course, going nonstop. Our U.S. attorneys are fighting violent crime, working around the clock to make America safe again, which was your directive. Our Civil Rights Division, suing Gavin Newsom 3 times now, Prop 50, keeping boys out of girls' sports, and in-state tuition for illegal aliens. We've sued over election integrity. We are litigating major universities with Linda. Thank you, our Civil Rights Division, for everything that you've done to end DEI in our schools. Our civil division fighting sanctuary
Yes, get DEI
cities
out of the
every
schools.
single
It's a great
day.
thing. Jesus
And of course,
Christ.
our antitrust division with Google, major settlement. Our attorneys are working on terrorism, TDA, MS-13, Antifa, President Trump. We've charged more than 500 defendants with assault on federal officers thanks to your directive. And also, we have dropped countless cases against Americans that were prosecuted under the Biden administration, including J6, COVID, FACE Act, and more. And as everyone knows, we cannot talk about pending grand jury investigations, but no one is above the law, and that includes what happened in Arctic frost. I hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Holidays. Thank you for fighting for our country.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Please.
Oh, that was nice.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for allowing me to be at this table. When I came on board, I knew really none of you in this last year, and it's been a year, Mr. President, since I've had the pleasure to serve this country on the workforce. Everybody said the Department of Labor would be
Get
quiet,
LGBTQ,
fly
all
under
the
radar.
thugs
We won't
out
have
of
to do too
schools.
much.
I agree.
Absolutely not, because you made the American people realize the American dream is real for the American workforce. And it's been under your leadership, Mr. President, that over 2 million jobs that has been created since you started have been native-born workers. And that is the difference between this presidency, this administration, as opposed to the Biden administration, where mostly foreign-born or federal government jobs. And I think through the private sector.
Andy Dad Gaiman says, I took my kids out of public school and put them in private because they were trying to push DEI and gender theory BS.
Over 2 million jobs have
At
made
this
it
point,
so
because
the Labor Department,
I believe that like public school is a good thing for kids because like they got to go over there and get bullied a little bit. You know, it's good for you. But the schools themselves, the fucking teachers are out of their fucking minds these days. You got to be kidding me. The stuff that I'm hearing. Vendors on top. Thanks for subbing on Twitch, dude.
has wasted no time in putting that into action with our Make America Skilled Again, either grant dollars, but the intentionality of the apprenticeship program, 1 million active apprentices across this country. We have done over 250,000 new apprentices so far in the first year and registered over 2,000 new apprenticeship programs. Why do we need the apprenticeship programs with the men and women in the trades? Because of the leadership of onshoring and reshoring, and have a lot of these companies reinvest in America. We have to build this country. We cannot do that without the tradesmen and women and the craftsmen of this country. And I think that, you know, Howard and I, we talked about that from the beginning, and we're going to have to lean in on that because we need the labor force, 700,000 new skilled jobs with electricians, construction workers, machinists, and so forth. And as I traveled with the vice president as well, we see that on the manufacturing floors of this country, they're in desperate need. The Department of Labor are going to get the workforce skilled again.
Just saw my
Working
community
with
post.
Secretary
Trump is going
McMahon
in.
as we move a lot of the education out.
I think he's
to
doing
our
it. I think he's going to do it.
respective
Yeah.
states. We are now working together, and we have deployed $86 million in investments, and a lot of that
Well,
is in,
this is what he's talking
AI
about.
infrastructure jobs to have our new workforce proficient and literate in AI if we're going to continue to lead the AI race, and we're working on that. And the Department of Labor is now creating and will soon launch the AI infrastructure and workforce hub, which we will be able to track that metrics to see exactly if these
He's going
dollars are
hard,
going
dude.
correctly. Integrating education and workforce with obviously Administrator Leffler and I are on the road a lot together because we're talking about Main Street as well as a lot of the manufacturing jobs and how we're being an ally to our businesses.
No
as
more
opposed
playing
to an
games, that's right.
adversary. For far too long under the Biden administration, we were adversaries to our business owners, and we want to give them a leg up always and make sure that we're paying attention. And we want our workforce to be educated. We do not need the numbers that we have seen across this country where our 4th through 8th graders cannot read, write, or do any math, and they are our future workforce. We have to depend on the American worker first. Also, lowering healthcare costs in line with the executive order. I'm working with Treasury and HHS, and rulemaking is underway to expand healthcare.
What was that document?
transparency
It's on my
and make
my
pricing more
YouTube
affordable
page.
for
If you go
our
to the
employers who
post
offer these
section,
to their employees.
it's a Trump tweet.
Promoting retirement security. The department rescinded the Biden administration's guidance that restricted the use of crypto in the retirement investments, and we're seeing more and more of that, where we also rescinded the supplemental statement that discouraged the fiduciaries from considering the alternative assets for 401ks, and that will also come through the Department of Labor, that rulemaking. Ending abuse of cheap foreign labor at the expense of the American worker. We launched over 200 investigations into companies who will have abused and or fraudulently against the American worker. So Project Firewall was released. Thank you, Mr. President. We want the trained workforce, but we will root out the fraud and abuse, and we'll protect the American worker first. And slashing the job-killing regulations. The department has rescinded discriminatory DEI practices, and I will tell you, reducing compliance costs for businesses as it was for DEI has saved American businesses nearly $1 billion this year by just getting rid of DEI for that compliance cost that they've had to do. So, Mr. President, continuing to skill the American worker, the American workforce is going to be my mission. We have to do it faster. We have to do it quicker. We have to build so that the American people can realize that American dream that you have laid out so eloquently. And it's an honor to serve under this administration and to talk to the American workers who believe in the American dream again, the pride on their face, the pride of the American worker, the skilled men and women who build with their hands. It's an honor. Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Very good job. Thank you very much. Chris?
Mr. President, I am honored and frankly inspired to sit at this table with this incredible team of leaders that work every day for one and only one constituency, the American people. Not this group or that group, the American people. The price of energy is very much on the mind of Americans. The biggest determinant of the price of energy is politicians, political leaders, and policies. That's what drives energy prices. Under your leadership, what we've seen in the United States is just a steady drop in the price of gasoline, a huge consumer cost for Americans. As you mentioned early on, well below $3 a gallon right now.
$5 Trump bucks from the unclaimed jungle says the American people should be the priority in the country. And finally, we have a leader that actually looks out for Americans. Comeback of the century. Facts, dude. Thank you for the $5 Trump bucks,
there are
too.
A number of stations in the heartland of America with $1.99 signs flying today. That's simply impossible without the leadership and changes you've brought. Now, of course, you can go to California, where the average price of gasoline is between $4.50 and $5 a gallon today in California. That's just bad political leaders there and bad policies in California.
And taxes.
And taxes.
Taxes they charge in gasoline are just insane. Terrible.
And electricity prices is a very parallel story, but it's a bigger moving ship, so the changes are a little bit slower. But Americans are outraged at roughly 30% rise in the average price of electricity across this country. But everything we are doing together is going to reverse that. Not just stop the rises, but start a downward trajectory in electricity prices. And I can say that with confidence, not because we think these policies will work. We know these policies will work, and I'll get to that in a second. We're going to stop closing power plants. We've already done that, of course. Stop closing the coal power plants and natural gas plants that were shut down. We've got over 30 gigawatts of generators just sitting there today, not allowed to run. Well, of course, we're fixing that immediately. We're going to bring on from our existing grid tens of gigawatts more capacity that'll drive down the cost of electricity. But if we look at the last 5 years to see what works and what doesn't work, the most Trump-aligned policies in the electricity sector were by, no surprise, one of your cabinet members, Secretary Burgum, for 8 years governor of North Dakota.
Gas goes down.
Over the last 5 years.
Gas goes down every winter, no matter which party is in charge. Are you trying to say that Trump didn't fucking get gas way fucking down? I mean, I could fact check you right now. Let's do this. Huh? What was the price of gas this same time last year compared to today? Fact check right in front of his face. The national average price for regular unleaded gasoline on December 3rd, 2024 was approximately $3 per gallon, according to data from the U.S. Energy Information. On December 2025, the average has dipped to $2.99 per gallon. For me, it's less than $2 where I'm at. But it is, okay, I guess like if you average the entire nation, it is, what is this? 12.012 of a gallon, down, I guess, 0.4%. Gas is cheap as fuck.
Production and demand for electricity in North Dakota grew 35%. Think what data
We
center
got 2023 and 2022 average for gas as well.
Electricity prices went.
Okay, let's include 2022 and 2023. It was higher. It was even higher.
Down. Didn't rise slowly. They actually went down.
I'm in Denver.
Those 5 years.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
the
197
answer.
at the gas station
Trump-aligned
close to me.
energy policies increased demand for electricity. Nebraska and Texas, more Trump-aligned states, had significant growth in demand for electricity. They had electricity price rises, but well below the price of inflation. Unfortunately, Biden brought all of us a lot of inflation. If you look at the other end of the spectrum, California, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Maryland, I could go on. What happened in those states? Policies and politicians that force the building of unreliable electricity generation, which requires new infrastructure and transmission lines. And what happened? Today they produce less electricity than they did 5 years ago. A lot of spending money and less electricity. What does that mean? Of course, much faster rises in the price of electricity. Blue states have had 1.5 times faster rise in electricity prices than red states. Red states alone, less than inflation. We need to bring those policies. You are bringing those policies to the national level. We hope the blue states will come along with us, but your policies are going to start the decline of electricity prices nationwide under your leadership by just bringing back common sense. So thank you for allowing me to be part of this team. For people here who are focused on winning, special thanks to Howard and Scotty who were there with me to see the Denver Broncos win on Monday night. Now we want nationwide wins on energy for 3 more years.
Hey, Denver Broncos!
More energy production than we've ever done.
Denver sports teams are winning everything this year.
Across the board. That'll continue to be reset every year you're in office.
Thank you very much.
Well, Mr. President, thank you for giving me a very interesting job. Some days it's a little controversial too, but it's been an honor to work for you. You are a great American. The fights that you pick are the right fights, and they're
Christine
always on behalf
Ohm,
of this country.
South Dakota.
So I appreciate the chance to do this job heading up this department. If you think about what Joe Biden did with the Department of Homeland Security, he used this department to invade the country with terrorists. He opened up the borders, let anybody come in that wanted to. He put them on airplanes. He let them through our airports. If they could figure out a way to get to our shores and in our country, he just opened the door and invited them in. So it's our job to get them out. And I want to thank you for this team, because I look around the table and I think every single person here has helped me do my job over the last year. They've supported us at the border and given us resources. Marco negotiates all the travel documents and relationships with other countries to take their people home. 2 million people have gone home already. The people that were here illegally, you've removed from our country and sent home. And we're going to send more home for the holidays too, and make sure that they get
This
to
is
be
a
with their
recording from
families
earlier, yeah.
in their countries. Yes.
This is the South Park
That's
lady,
right.
yes.
Pam, blah, 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 blah. Terrible, horrible people. And Pam, make sure she's fighting for us in court so that we can get up every day and be bold. We're going to hire our 10,000th ICE officer. Will be on the job within 10 days. So we have hired 10,000. We've had hundreds of thousands of applications.
Join.ice.gov.
We've got within the department, TSA went through this government shutdown without any delays. They all showed up for their shifts and worked hard doing security.
And they have been absolutely fantastic. Sir, you made it through hurricane season without a hurricane.
Yeah.
And so FEMA, you kept the hurricanes away. So we appreciate that. And FEMA is deploying resources and dollars 150% faster than ever before. So somebody does have something bad that happens to them, you are immediately there helping them and telling them they have the resources to get back up on their feet. So we have built and deployed hundreds of miles of border already. You have cut the fentanyl flow over the southern border by over 56%. You've saved hundreds of millions of lives with the cocaine you've blown up in the Caribbean. And, you told me to look into Minnesota and their fraud on visas and their programs. 50% of them are fraudulent.
Join.ice.gov, $50,000 signing bonus, $60,000 student loan repayment, 25% premium pay.
Idiot or he did it on purpose. And I think he's both, sir. He brought people in there illegally that never should have been in this country, said they were somebody that they're not. They said they were married to somebody who was their brother or somebody else. Fraudulent visa applications, signed up for government programs, took hundreds of billions of dollars from the taxpayers, and we're going to remove them and we're going to get our money back. And we're going to, this next year, make sure that we only put people in leadership positions in this country that love this country and have its back. So thank you for letting us get up every day and have a purpose. We appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Mr. President, you're exactly right. We are saving this country. We're doing it one Main Street at a time, and we're doing it at record speed.
Fire that microphone guy.
Under your leadership, small business optimism, according to the U.S. Chamber Index for small businesses, has reached an all-time high in the history of that index. So on Main Street, the economy is coming back thanks to your leadership, thanks to getting Biden inflation under control. Small businesses' number one concern right now is finding skilled labor, and that's why Secretary Chavez DeRemer and I have entered into an MOU to speed that workforce to small businesses that under this administration are now at
Ilhan needs to be
levels.
removed from office due to fraud. I agree.
Have now taken on board, for the first time in the SBA's history, $100 billion. That's $45 billion in small business lending at 85,000 small businesses, most of that under your term, and $52 billion out to small business investment companies. So we are running this agency like the best run bank in the country. We are growing small businesses across Main Street, and we're deregulating to the tune of $100 billion, working with all my fellow cabinet members. And thank you for putting together the best cabinet in history. Iron sharpens iron, and thank you for bringing such a strong leadership group together. And then finally, I've walked factory floors from Alaska to Maine, and the workers, the small businesses, most manufacturers in this country are small businesses, 600,000 of them. They are so grateful to your fair trade, low inflation, deregulation agenda that is creating national security and economic security in this country like never before. And so I want to also finally thank you for bringing faith back to the White House, to this administration. I want to thank Brooke for hosting the Cabinet Bible Study and invite everyone tomorrow to Bible study and making this country something that we can be so proud of under your leadership. And I am so blessed and honored to be part of this team. So thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership. I am truly grateful
it's
to
the
be
X-Men.
a member of your team here.
She got
at
the
this
X-Men
table,
hair.
To help support you in
See?
delivering on the promises.
She got the little
that you made to
X-Men
the
white
American
strip.
people. You came in with a very clear mandate of taking on the rampant weaponization, politicization of the intelligence community and federal law enforcement.
The Marine Corps flag right there.
Experiencing yourself, the deep state abusing their power as they have against you, your family, and so many of the American people. Bring out accountability truly for those who have abused their power, making sure that the intelligence community is supporting your efforts in keeping the American people safe, secure, and free, and being the president of peace. I'm grateful to be in this position as your Director of National Intelligence to support you in these efforts, and I'll cover very briefly what we've done over the last year under your leadership and what we look forward to continuing to focus on next year. First of all, under your leadership, again, we've taken on a historic effort for transparency, declassification, and exposing these abuses of power by these deep state actors. We've declassified over 500,000 documents, many of which had never been seen before by the American people, put them online to bring about this level of transparency. We formed a weaponization working group, again, to be able to go after a lot of these abuses of power that have never seen the light of day, to support the accountability that under Pam Bondi's leadership in the Department of Justice is coming about. Secondly, bring about reforms to the intelligence community to make sure that we have the most effective and efficient and focused workforce that's really working on bringing about the priorities you have laid out in ensuring our country's security. And lastly, Mr. President, working with many of our partners here around the table, is going after these domestic threats. We have threats coming from both Islamist ideology as well as Islamist terrorists, foreign terrorist organizations, and those who seek to do harm to the American people, many of whom were let in across our borders under the previous administration. We are focused on these tasks and this imperative for the American people, and just appreciate your leadership, Mr. President, in empowering us to be able to conduct this service. Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas. Merry Chrysler. Merry Christmas.
Mr. President, your team at the Trump EPA has been crushing it all year.
Who the
to
fuck
fix
this?
The big mess that we inherited and deliver amazing results for the American people. I've had the opportunity to visit all 50 states since confirmation earlier this year, and to hear from real people where they meet, where they live, and to bring their great ideas and their asks.
His name's Zelda?
To be able to deliver for them. At the Trump EPA, we have proven that you can both protect the environment and grow the economy. On the environmental front, since you were sworn in earlier this year, we have averaged a big environmental accomplishment.
If you get 2K, make sure to hand it to your local black queen for reparations.
Every single day. On the 100th day, the 200th day, the 300th day of your presidency, each time we released a list of our top 100 environmental accomplishments. That has included a historic LA wildfire cleanup that you ordered us to complete in record time, which we did, and the Army Corps, under the leadership of our great Secretary of War, did their part as well. The federal government completely did all of the work needed to allow these residents and businesses to be able to rebuild, but poor leadership at the local and state level, unfortunately, is still resulting in these property owners unable to rebuild, and it's wrong. We also were able to reach an agreement with Mexico to be able to implement a plan to permanently end a decades-old raw sewage crisis on the southern border with Mexico. And Secretary Rubio and his team, Chris Landau, Ambassador Johnson, they've been amazing. To get
identify as a black queen, so feel free to reparation my generational trauma, y'all.
That amounts to the largest deregulatory effort by any agency in the history of the United States. To put some perspective on it, in 1 year, at one agency, we will do more deregulation than entire presidencies have done across all agencies. It's incredible. You could go back across 4-year terms to 8-year terms. You've never seen this much deregulation. One agency, 1 year. In fact, when finalized, the proposed rescission of the 2009 Obama EPA endangerment finding amounts to the largest deregulatory action in the history of the United States of America. From fixing the agency's definition of waters of the United States, which is important for our farmers, our ranchers, and other landowners, to the effort to end electric vehicle mandates and promote consumer choice, eliminating regulations designed to eliminate entire sectors of our energy economy. We're thinking big and we're delivering big. We have reduced terrible derailments on diesel exhaust fluid systems. We're getting water moving faster, new pipelines and power plants built, and we're helping to unleash energy dominance. Mr. President, on the operational front, we have significantly reduced the size of the agency workforce, and we are accomplishing more with less. It's all about priorities, and our focus is on fulfilling our statutory obligations, helping to fast-track project approvals that were taking way too long, and closely following the law, as well as key Supreme Court decisions like Loper-Bright to overturn the Chevron doctrine. We inherited massive backlogs that we've been eliminating all year long. We've been implementing your executive order to end COVID-era remote work. We consolidated real estate, canceled expensive media subscriptions, and closed a Biden EPA museum that none of you knew even existed. I'm sure none of you actually visited.
Has World War III started yet? Nope, crisis averted.
In 2024, the Biden EPA obligated and spent over $60 billion in 1 year. An agency with an operational budget of about $10 billion a year. In their own words, caught on camera, they were tossing gold bars off the Titanic, wasting precious tax dollars to pay off well-connected Obama and Biden officials. And they were doing without any apology or regret. The Biden EPA, in fact, was amending grant agreements just days before you came into office to reduce agency oversight. But this year, 2025, at the Trump EPA, similar theme that you'll hear from everyone around this table. With our actions canceling wasteful grants and implementing other measures just mentioned, we have saved $30 billion. They spent over $60 billion. We have saved over $30 billion. The bottom line, by the way, is that the Green New scam is dead. It's a new day at the EPA where we will protect the environment and grow the economy. We will deliver on the Trump mandate every day. And we will fight with just one constituency front of mind, and that is the American people. Thank you, Mr. President, for being willing to take a bullet for this country.
Wrap it up, buddy.
And if you were to ask me what I'm grateful
I want to hear
for,
Linda.
Whether it's a Thanksgiving, it's a Christmas,
yeah,
a Hanukkah,
bro,
New
Zeldin's
Year's,
boring me too, bro.
Any time of year, the fact that this president, after 4 years serving in office, he could have just
shut up,
left it in the rearview mirror, and went on to really enjoy retirement.
I'm gonna skip his ass.
The American public.
There we go. Yeah, I just skipped his ass, dude. Boring ass Zelda.
Mr. President, good morning, everyone. Well, in spite of the fact that your charge to me is to fire myself, we've really been incredibly hard at work making sure that we can return education to the states. And as I sit and listen to all the emergencies that we are addressing in this country, from the economy to our borders to everything that we're doing, I would say, sir, that if we do not fix education in our country with this hard reset that you are expecting, I think the greatest national emergency we could face is our education. Because if we are not going to educate our children, we're going to continue to fall behind the rest of the world. When there are only 30% of 12th graders, 8th graders, and 4th graders that can read at proficiency level.
Linda's still married to Vince. She's loyal as hell. Yes. I love that.
Our country. And
even though he fucked up, she's still with him.
When you first were elected president, and you
education is stupid.
Right after you took office, the first
that's a sentence.
NAEP scores, which is the nation's report card, came out and showed how far down we were in educational proficiency in our country. And not only the NAEP scores, but the international scores as well, showed us about third from the bottom. You told me you were not
Vince
only
McMahon for 2028.
you
Hell
were
yeah.
angry about this, and that we had to do something to change this in our country. And we took a hard look at it, and you absolutely said the bureaucracy of education in Washington is keeping its thumb on preventing growth, what we should have, because it's best handled at the state level. Letting states put their programs in place, and some states are going to do it a lot better than others. But it's not going to happen from Washington, D.C. And when I hear things like, well, with
I agree
no
with this.
disrespect to any other country in the world that have really great programs, Germany, Sweden, Norway, I hear about this all the time. Point of fact is, they're this big. The United States is this big. We can't do it from Washington, D.C. It has to be done at the state level. So what we've been doing, as Lori brought up, Secretary of Labor brought up, we have a great working relationship. We have already signed and implemented one MOU or interagency agreement to handle the WIOA program and the Perkins grants to make sure it works.
There's videos of students being asked simple math and they can't figure it out. High schoolers have a 5th grade math proficiency. I've noticed this. People can't even fucking spell. They can't even fucking spell. It drives me nuts.
These are programs, pilot programs that we're putting out there.
66 plus 64, was it 100?
These are going to work. We will be able to permanently transfer these programs to other agencies. They're working like a charm. We've taken some of our best people in education. It still operates under the budget of the Department of Education and under the management of the Department of Education, but working with Lori's personnel. And when I hear pushback on that to say, well, how can this possibly work to take education and put it in labor? Let's be efficient. One example, in order to draw down on a lot of the grants that they are helping us with, we're using their grant system.
Did you just do a 6-7 joke?
Education is like held together with bubble gum and rubber bands, and it did not interact.
What's this old man
with
saying?
other agencies.
Just talking about
Now,
Department of
we have
Education.
this really smooth operation already in labor. So that has prompted us to sign also other interagency agreements, 2 more with labor, 1 with HHS, 1 with the Department of State, and we'll be moving other programs. But these are proof of concept. Let's make sure they're working and working smoothly before we ask Congress to codify these permanent moves. So that's kind of in the world of K through 12, what we're looking at right now, but in the world of higher education, as Attorney General Bondi mentioned, we've been working really very hard to make sure that we've got anti-Semitism and DEI out of our universities, and put some pretty stiff fines on, work some good deals. I've enjoyed working with Harmeet, who
hey,
is
get rid of all the
an incredible
DEI
negotiator. So we're bringing all of that to bear as well. So I can say, sir, that we are moving to return education to the states and to bring the level of education back up, making sure our students can read by reintroducing the science of reading in schools.
Yeah, they're more
And,
focused on trying
going
to
into
teach them
next
about
year,
gender
I
and
can
shit like
honestly
that,
say
and they're not teaching them how to
we've got
fucking
a
calculate
lean,
basic
mean
fucking
machine
equations.
operating at the education, at the Department of Education. It's only half the workforce of when we started, and we're more efficient, and I think we're going to see better results as we move into next year. So thank you for this incredible opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President, during this holiday season for empowering us, HHS, me, Dr. McCary, Jay Bhattacharya, and Dr. Oz to change the trajectory of this agency towards public health in a way from the tradition of serving the mercantile interests of the medical industrial complex and the big pharmaceutical companies. 2 weeks ago, we ended, under your leadership, a 20-year war on women by removing the black box warnings from hormone replacement therapy. The medical cartel was telling women that hormone replacement therapy during menopause was dangerous for them. In fact, here's what the science said. It diminishes the risk of fatal heart attacks by 25%, cardiac disease by 50%, Alzheimer's by 35%, bone fractures by 50 to 60%. It improves appetite, it improves sleep, it improves energy, it improves happiness. There are tens of millions of women in this country who have been deprived of that therapy because of just scientific malpractice by the medical cartel. We are now remedying that, and this remedy will now be available to all women who want it during one of the most difficult transitions of their lives. MFN is one of our greatest accomplishments. It would not have happened without you. You were the only person who believed in it. You drove us to get it done. We've now made agreements with the 5 biggest pharmaceutical companies. We have 12 more in the lineup to make agreements. By the time this administration leaves office, 95% of the drugs in this country we will have the lowest prices of any nation in the developed world.
Let's go.
Americans are already getting the benefits from these. These companies are already lowering these prices dramatically, as you've noticed. And then this week, Howard at Department of Commerce and Jameson at the U.S. Trade Representative made a bargain with Great Britain to raise their drug prices in conformance with your promise that the Europeans would raise theirs to counterbalance us lowering ours, and therefore we would keep intact the ecosystem of innovation and protect innovation. So congratulations on that, Mr. President. When I first...
The people who are in that room are all unqualified for the job and will be going to jail because of treason and sedition. This person actually believes this. Yep. And then when it never happens, they'll never admit that they were wrong. Pathetic.
When you first asked me to take this job, one of the first contacts we made was with a leading economics professor, health economics professor at Harvard. And we asked him what's the one innovation that we could do that would most dramatically improve the health care experience for the average American. And he said there's no contest, it's to get rid of prior authorization. Thanks to your leadership, we were able to convene the largest insurance companies in this country and do something that every administration, every Congress has promised for the past 30 years. We actually got it done. We convened the insurance companies representing 280 million Americans and got them to agree, most of them by January of 2026, for 2 months from now, to remove prior authorization for most of their procedures, for all the procedures we want them removed from. And that means that American patients at the point of care will be able to get an answer immediately. If your doctor says you need knee surgery, you will know before you leave that doctor's office whether your insurance company will pay for it or not. Similarly, healthcare records, the tech industry has refused to share healthcare records. You asked us to change that. We convened the 60 biggest tech companies at a conference that you presided over about 2 months ago. We now did a secondary conference which 400 leading companies have all come in and agreed to remove any kind of blockages where individual Americans can get their own health care. Americans own their health care records, yet they were not able to access them. And if you lived in New Jersey and you moved to Oregon and you got injured, you went to a hospital, you would have to spend maybe 45 minutes filling out forms on a clipboard because your doctors there could not get your healthcare records. They couldn't get your blood type, your allergies, all the things that they ought to know immediately so they can save your life. Now that has all changed, and all these companies now have agreed to remove all the blocks on sharing healthcare records. Every American will have their healthcare records available on their cell phones. And it's already happening. In the last 6 months, there have been over 100 times the number of healthcare records shared by hospitals and during the entire previous administration. On deregulation, HHS proudly is now leading the pack, and thank you for your help on that, Russ. But today we announced the revocation of the nursing home rule, which was overburdening rural areas across this country, Indian reservations, with regulations that were going to destroy the nursing home industry in those communities. And that is going to be a $25 billion savings. Those are some of the things that we're doing because of your leadership. President Trump, thank you so much, and Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you, Bob, very much. Great job.
Thank you, Bobby.
Well, Mr. President, you've assembled an incredibly talented group here. If you took a look at this group compared to any Fortune 500 leadership team, any group of startup folks, I mean, this is an amazing group in the breadth of what's being accomplished. And the timing couldn't be better because with your leadership and vision, you've set us up for this age of abundance as we head into next year, the 250th
age of abundance. Let's go,
of
dude.
This country. And what are we heading into that year? As we've talked around the table, you've heard about massively lower taxes, massively lower regulation, abundant energy, record capital investment coming in, job growth. I mean, we are set up to really have something to celebrate next year. And I just, again, want to say thank you to everybody around the table. You gave us one big assignment in Interior. Of course, Interior, the largest balance sheet in the world. In the Department of Interior, if it was a standalone company, 500 million acres of surface, 700 million acres of subsurface, over 3 billion of offshore from Guam to the Virgin Islands, and you said, We got to take care of that balance sheet. We got to develop those resources. And what have we done across that? Producing record amounts of oil, record amounts of gas. And again, we set out with a goal, energy diplomacy, sell energy to our friends and allies. We're exporting a record amount of energy to all of our friends and allies around the world. That's helping do that. And you're giving a gift to America as we head into this. You're giving us peace abroad, and you're giving us prosperity at home. That bodes so well for our country. One small little gift that we're giving to all Americans from one teeny part of the interior, which is the national parks, is that not only are we keeping prices low for all American citizens, offering 10 free days for our national parks next year to coincide with our holidays, but also a $100 surcharge for non-residents. That is going to raise hundreds of millions of dollars for helping restore and preserve all of our best parks. So as we close out, then I want to also say a big celebration going on here in Washington, D.C. We've been thrilled to be part of the National Park Service, the U.S. Park Police, part of this great
Secretary
effort
of the
across a number of us
Interior
on making D.C. safe and beautiful. This will be the safest and most beautiful capital in the world. We are doing so many things, whether it's hundreds of homeless camps, thousands of graffiti sites, cleaning up ponds and fountains, preparing this thing. The United States is never going to be performing better economically.
What's up,
It's
Trevor?
never
I
gonna
see
be
you.
looking better, just like the White House has never looked better, all because of your vision.
No, I
leadership.
didn't throw poop
Again, thank you,
around.
sir. You've given an incredible
I don't participate in that
Christmas
Indian
gift
holiday.
to Americans by setting us up for an incredible 250th anniversary.
That's very nice. Thank you, Doug, very much. Rocco?
Well, thank you, Mr. President. First of all, this is a very talented team, as you've seen, and as you know, because you picked every single one that's on. You deserve tremendous credit for doing that. It's an honor to be in this role. It's also an honor to be involved in and be a witness to what I believe is the most transformational year in American foreign policy since the end of the Second World War, at least. And it's transformational because for the first time in a long time, we have a president who basically puts America at the forefront of every decision we make in our relations with the world. And that may sound weird to people, like, of course you always do. No, that hasn't always been the case until about a year ago. And I think we've all witnessed in our own respective spaces how in every interaction the president has with the world, the goal he has in mind is very simple. Does what you want us to do, or is it what we're going, or is it going to make us stronger? Is it going to make us richer? Is it going to make us safer? If it is, he's for it. If it's not, he's against it. If something's going to make America weaker or poorer or less safe, the president's going to be against it. And every single thing he has done in our foreign policy has been driven by the American people in mind. And I can go down the list. Why has he focused on mass migration? It's very simple, because no country is safe if you can just walk in without us knowing who you are into your country. We've seen the destruction that that's wreaking, not just in our own country, but the impact that it's having in Europe and in many other parts of the world. You talk about trade deals and the trade situation has been involved in. People, all this reporting on it. It's very simple. The president views the last 40 years as an era of which American workers and American farmers have been ripped off. They've been ripped off, and what he's saying is we want to have trade with the world, but it has to be a trade in which American businesses and American workers and the products they make and what American farmers grow and produce has a fair shot to be sold around the world. On issue after issue, that's been the case. You talk about foreign aid reforms. This is not our money. This is taxpayer money. When the president has said we're going to do foreign aid, but we're going to do foreign aid for countries that are aligned with the United States and in a way that doesn't waste the taxpayers' money. And Mr. President, you deserve tremendous credit for that. Many of us, the Vice President, by the way, I want to acknowledge, has played an extraordinary role in our foreign policy, and he too has been a witness to all of this as it's been occurring, and he's been a big part of it as well. You talk about NATO. The president's not against NATO. He went to NATO and basically said, look, you guys, we're paying all the money, and he got them to do the 5% commitment, which everybody said was never going to happen. It was impossible.
Except
Everything
Spain, right? They're not paying? I forgot
is
what
driven
country's not
by
paying.
The American people. Whether you don't have to agree with the actual move.
King
but
Baked,
understand
thanks
the
for following on
motivation.
Twitch.
The motivation is always you, the American people, and what's good for you, for your family, for the country, and for our economy. But the president is also committed to peace in a way that all of us have seen. He achieved in Gaza, and he does it, by the way, not just because he hates war and he thinks wars are a waste of money and lives, but because he's the only leader in the world that can. No
He
other
just sees
leader
it
in the
like,
world
it's
could have pulled off what happened
expensive.
in Gaza. And I can tell you, I can't get into the details. The vice president knows what I'm talking about. That deal doesn't happen without the president's direct interaction with the leaders that were involved in this decision making. And everyone said that deal couldn't hold. And then the president shepherded through the United Nations of all places to get a global coalition of countries to line up.
You're welcome,
behind
man.
the
I've been
peace
seeing
deal,
your Facebook
behind the
posts for a
border
long
peace.
time. Love you, bro.
And
Thank
it's
you
still
very
out
much.
Every day is a challenge. but it's been driven personally
Someone
by
from the
president.
Facebook
It's
world,
the
let's
reason why
go.
we're involved in this whole Ukraine-Russia conflict. That's not our war. It's not the president's war. This war started. It never would have happened if you'd been president. But this war is going on, and the president is trying to end it, not because, listen, we got a million things to focus on in the world as a country, but he's the only leader in the world that can help end it. And that's why even as we speak to you now, Steve Woodcock is in Moscow trying to find a way to end this war, to save lives of 9,000 people, Mr. President, as you well know, are dying every week. More people are dying a week in that war than have died in the entirety of the U.S.'s involvement in Afghanistan or Iraq. Just think about that, how bloody and destructive it is. The president's taken on this issue of Sudan personally, not send out deputies to do it. Again, far away from the United States, because he's the only leader in the world that can bring it about to an end, not to mention all the other peace deals, very dangerous ones like India and Pakistan, or Cambodia and Thailand. And so on all these things, Mr. President, I think you deserve tremendous credit for the transformational aspect of our foreign policy. For the first time in probably 4 decades,
Trump
the American
is
foreign policy
a little
is driven
sleepy.
by what is good for America and Americans. Whether it makes it safer and stronger and more prosperous. If it is, he's for it. If it doesn't, he's against it. And that sort of clarity
Needs a
is
nap.
transformational. I close with this, and I know I'm last, so I wanted to be fast, but there was a lot to cover. I do want to say this is the most wonderful and magical time of the year. By that, of course, I'm referring to the college football playoffs. And I just want to say this as a point of personal privilege. And I'm a Florida Gator, but if the University of Miami gets screwed out of the college football playoffs after going 10-2 and beating Notre Dame, the whole thing should be scrapped, and you're going to have to take over it next year, Mr. President.
Well, thank you all very much. It was terrific. I hope it wasn't too long, but it was very concise, and we've done a lot. This group has done a lot. Amazing. Everybody at this table has done a
He went into
fantastic
PC sleep
job.
mode. Yeah, he's
Thank
a little
you for doing
sleepy.
a great job. As our
Been
chief
working
of staff.
hard, you know.
First female chief of staff in the history of our country, which is pretty amazing when you think of it, right? And she's the best. Thank you very much. Great job.
Please clap.
So after that, do you want to ask any questions?
Mr. President, there's been a lot of speculation about who the next Fed chairman could possibly be. You said you had somebody in mind.
Yeah.
How many names were you given on the final list? And does that person currently work on the board of the Federal Reserve?
Well, I'd say that we probably looked at 10. Then Scott interviewed some people that I didn't know, but he knew. And a lot of people were involved in the process, actually, and Howard was involved. But I think we probably looked at 10, and we have it down to 1.
Can you answer that? I want to ask you about Elon Musk, if I could. You talked about Elon Musk. You had him in dinner here in the White House. Is he now back in your circle of friends?
Well, I really don't know. I mean, I like Elon a lot. He was he really helped during the election with his endorsement. He felt strongly. Look, we had one problem. You know, I didn't want to have everybody have to have an electric car, and he makes electric cars. And yeah, I think we get along well.
You know, on affordability, when you talk about affordability, is going forward, are the American people, do you believe, getting impatient with the reforms that you're making? They talked about
I think they're getting fake news from guys like you. Look, affordability is a hoax that was started by Democrats who caused the problem of pricing, and they didn't end it. They lost in a landslide. We won every swing state. We won the popular vote. We won everything. You take a look at districts, it was 2,750 to 525, because that was an affordability problem. We brought it down. Look at energy. Look at the gasoline price. That's like the simplest, and it's the biggest, because if energy comes down, everything comes down. That's the way it works. We are going to be at 250. You said 199 in some places in the country, right? You said it. I didn't say it. And they won't check you. They'll check me. So, you know, I like to use your number. 199.
Who installed the power saving option in Trump
unthinkable.
software?
If you
It's
go
like a
back
laptop
year and
coming
a
out
half,
of
it's unthinkable.
hibernation mode.
So, now we're bringing the prices down, way down. Beef is coming down now. We've done certain magic, and beef is coming down.
Did some magic? What was that? What kind of magic we talking about?
Horrible prices. We inherited really The worst inflation in history. We inherited that. When I came in, that's what he had. And we fixed inflation. And we fixed almost everything, if you want to know the truth, including 8 wars. We got 1 to go. But
9.
Including 8 wars.
9.
But when they always say, I watch
Console
today,
wars,
they have
over.
a race going on right now in Tennessee. And this woman goes, affordability, affordability. They're the ones that caused the problem. The prices were way high. We're bringing the prices down. But they're like scam artists. You know, they're I call them con men and women. They come out, they say affordability, like, oh, I see prices. We're going to get prices down still further. But we brought them down from the prices they cost. The reason that they had the highest inflation in the history of our country is because they had the highest prices. But we brought them down. And now we have normal inflation. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, thank you so much for taking questions.
Thank you.
Sure. Captain. I wanted to clarify something that you had said on Sunday regarding the boat strikes near Venezuela. You had said that you didn't know if the second strike on that one boat had happened, but you wouldn't have wanted it. Now that your administration has acknowledged that it happened, do you support that second strike? And Mr. Secretary, I wanted to clarify something you had said in an interview back in September, I believe on Fox News. You said that you would watch that strike live on television. In real time, did you know that there were survivors after the initial strike?
Well, look, all I know is this. Every boat that you see get blown up, we save 25,000 on average lives, 25,000 lives. They've been sending enough of this horrible fentanyl and other things like cocaine and other things, but fentanyl right now is the leader of the pack, to kill our entire nation. Because a little speck on the head of a pin can kill somebody. It's very dangerous stuff. I know so many people where their sons were drug addicts. They had one little sample, and they died. They died. They couldn't believe it. As far as the attack is concerned, I still haven't gotten a lot of information because I rely on Pete. But to me, it was an attack. It wasn't 1 strike, 2 strikes, 3 strikes. Somebody asked me a question about the second strike. I didn't know about the second strike. I didn't know anything about people. I wasn't involved in it. I knew they took out a boat. But I would say this, they had a strike. I hear the gentleman that was in charge of that is extraordinary. He's an extraordinary person. I'll let Pete speak about him. But Pete was satisfied. Pete didn't know about second attack having to do with 2 people. I guess Pete would have to speak to it. I can say this, I want those boats taken out. And if we have to, we'll attack on land also,
Pittsburgh?
just like we attack on sea. And there's very little coming in by sea. I think
I was
we've
just
knocked
there.
out over 90% of it. There's very little, and I understand that. There's very little. We're saving hundreds of thousands of lives with those pinpoint attacks. It's an amazing thing when you see a boat going along. And, a lot of the press would like to say they're not. You see the boat. They're not maybe drugs. You see these boats. First of all, who has 5 engines on the back of a boat going in weird directions and loaded up with lots of white containers? They're bags of things. No, they've done an amazing job, and Pete has done an amazing job. But Pete, you could probably better answer the question.
No, you're spot on, sir. I think you got to start with the baseline, which Marco laid out. Everybody's laid out. You got 20 million people invading our country over 4 years. We don't know where they're coming from. That includes Tren de Aragua and cartels and violent criminals. They bring drugs, and you mentioned it, Mr. President, poisoning, an intentional poisoning of the American people, killing hundreds of thousands of Americans. So the president had the courage to designate these cartels as designated terrorist organizations. Now, a number of us here served in the military and spent 20 years fighting terrorists like Al-Qaeda and ISIS on the other side of the world. How do you treat Al-Qaeda and ISIS? Do you arrest them and pat them on the head and say, don't do that again? Or do you end the problem directly by taking a lethal, kinetic approach? And that's the way President Trump has authorized the War Department to look at these cartels. And I wish everybody could be in the room watching our professionals like Mitch Bradley, Admiral Mitch Bradley, and others at JSOC and SOCOM and other commanders. The deliberative process, the detail, the rigorous, the intel, the legal, the evidence-based way that we're able to, with sources and methods that we can't reveal here, that make sure that every one of those drug boats is tied to a designated terrorist organization. We know who's on it, what they're doing, what they're carrying. All these white bales are not Christmas gifts from Santa. This is drugs running on motor fast boats or submarines that we've also struck. No one's fishing on a submarine. And I have empowered them to make that call. Now, the first couple of strikes, as you would, as any leader would want, you want to own that responsibility. So I said, I'm going to be the one to make the call after getting all the information and make sure it's the right strike. That was September 2nd. There's a lot of intelligence that goes into that, building that case and understanding that, a lot of people providing information. I watched that first strike live. As you can imagine, at the Department of War, we got a lot of things to do. So I didn't stick around for the hour and 2 hours, whatever, where all the sensitive site exploitation digitally occurs. So I moved on to my
You're
next
throwing
case.
another log in the fireplace.
I learned that that commander had made which he had the complete authority to do. And by the way, Admiral Bradley made the correct decision to ultimately sink the boat and eliminate the threat. He sunk the boat, and eliminated the threat. And it was the right call. We have his back. And the American people are safer because narco-terrorists know you can't bring drugs through the water and eventually on land if necessary to the American people. We will eliminate that threat, and we're proud to do it.
So you didn't see any survivors, to be clear, after that first strike? You personally?
I did not personally see survivors, but I stand, because the thing was on fire. It was exploded and fire or smoke. You can't see anything. You got digital. This is called the fog of war. This is what you in the press don't understand. You sit in your air-conditioned offices or up on Capitol Hill and you nitpick and you plant fake stories in the Washington Post about kill everybody, phrases on anonymous sources not based in anything, not based in any truth at all. And then you want to throw out really irresponsible terms about American heroes, about the judgment that they made. I wrote a whole book on this topic because of what politicians and the press does to warfighters. President Trump has empowered commanders to do what is necessary, which is dark and difficult things in the dead of night on behalf of the American people. We support them, and we will stop the poisoning of the American people.
And Mr. Secretary, on the second strike, you said it happened more than an hour after the first strike?
I couldn't tell you the exact amount of time.
Minutes, or you had left the room?
I already stated my answer quite clearly.
So remember this, we lost last year, I think it was more than that, but you know, people don't like saying it because they always said 100,000, 115,000, numbers we've been hearing for years. So we lost last year more than 200,000 people, dead people, ruined families beyond the 200,000. And those 200,000, that family will never be the same. But these people have killed over 200,000 people, actually killed over 200,000 people last year. And those numbers are down. Those numbers are down. They're way down. And they're down because we're doing these strikes, and we're going to start doing those strikes on land too. You know, the land is much easier. It's much easier. And we know the routes they take. We know everything about them. We know where they live. We know where the bad ones live. And we're going to start that very soon too.
Mr. President, thank you so much, Mr. President.
And you know what?
He's saying it. We're going to strike Venezuela on land. That's wild.
Start that. We're going to drive those numbers down so low. And then you're going to have families be able to live without the fear of their son or daughter just having a pill to have a little fun and ending up dying within a period of 60 seconds, right? No, we're not going to let that happen. We're not going to let it continue to happen. What Biden did to this country by allowing all these people, and I call them animals in many cases, I think they're animals, to come into our country and destroy our country and let all those drugs pour in. Let people just walk across the border like it was nothing. You
Wild.
Look at them, a lot of them, you know, you say, oh, let's not discriminate. I'm not talking about color. I'm just talking about you look into the eyes of some of these people. We're smart. And you see a killer. Come on in. Just come on in. 11,888 murderers. Many of them committed more than one murder. He allowed them into our country, totally unvetted, totally unchecked. But he also allowed drugs to come in at record numbers. And hundreds of thousands of people a year died. And we're taking those son of a bitches out, yeah.
Oh, shit. What's up, sub guy?
This is the most transparent administration I've ever seen.
I'm impressed by these people. I'll tell you, how strong are you? You've been holding it for 2 hours. You know, there are very few physically. There are very few people who could do that. I'm very proud of you. I have no idea who you are, but you're strong.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, last week, militia groups in Iraq attacked the Christian region's gas field, the largest gas field, which even the U.S. companies invested in the energy sector in the Christian region. And the Kurdistan Prime Minister requested the United States to provide them some sorts of means and defense system to defending their civilian infrastructure and U.S. investment in the Kurdistan region. Are you willing to providing them the
Back
support?
scratcher on standby, bro.
This portion
Gotta
tomorrow,
have one.
The United States is going to
Just made my back itchy again. Made me think about it.
Louder.
Yeah, of course.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
You're the most gentle, beautiful voice. Gentle person. Go ahead. Just take fewer words and louder.
Yeah, sure. I'll repeat my first question.
Old Irish 2 is now 24 gigs. Hell yeah, dude. Awesome update.
One of the largest gas fields in the Kurdistan region of Iraq, which even the U.S. companies have invested in these gas fields.
Yeah.
And then,
Are you from Iraq?
I'm from Kurdistan, Iraqi Kurdistan.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm working for Ruda Media Network.
Love from outside the U.S. Please stay based and conservative. What's up, Ursula?
Providing them some sort of defense system to defending these gas fields and U.S. investment in the Kurdistan region. Are you willing to helping them?
Well, we'll look at it. I heard about it, and I'm hearing about it more now, frankly. It wasn't at the top of my list. It's a very unusual question, I think, but I assumed you're from the area, and to you it's a very important question, and to me it is also, because people are being killed. I will say this, Iraq has been much different in terms of us than they were prior to us taking out the nuclear capability of Iran. You know, Iran has gone down many, many steps in terms of its fear factor. They were the bully of the Middle East, and they're really not the bully of the Middle East anymore. And Iraq was being bullied by Iran. You know, we had a president that thought it was brilliant to blow them up, and they blew them up, and all of a sudden, instead of having a power that was basically equal to Iran, they had Iran ruling the Middle East for a long period of time. But Iraq, from the day we hit them with those B-2 bombers and knocked out and obliterated, because CNN said, well, maybe it wasn't total obliteration. Well, it turned out it was totally obliteration. It was every single one of those missiles hit its target. It was actually amazing, but it was wiped out, totally wiped out. I will tell you, Iraq has been a much friendlier place. They talk to us. The Prime Minister actually nominated me along with about 78 other countries for the Nobel Prize. I'm the only one that was nominated by almost 100 countries that didn't get it. But that's okay. But I saved a lot of lives. But Iraq nominated us for the Nobel Prize, and that was a great honor. You know, we didn't expect that from Iraq. Iraq has been a much different place since the taking out of Iran the nuclear capability.
Interesting.
Yeah. Let's get to another question.
The meeting,
Here we go. This guy's a beauty.
You're doom scrolling and landed here? Good. You just seen my short? Which one?
No, because I've been spending
No income tax would help so much. That'd be rad,
a
right?
lot of time in here. We wanted to do this very.
What do you
talk
call
about
10 women in a
being
car
open and
dealership? What?
transparent. This has to be the most transparent administration in history. We spent a lot of time answering your questions and giving you a lot of good, good results. I mean, I think everybody here gave you good results. But no, I don't. I will have after I leave here.
But do you hope for a breakthrough, or is it not quite at that stage?
I don't know. Look, I don't know. All I can tell you is that we're trying very hard to save 25 to 30,000 people, mostly men, mostly soldiers, every month. 25,000 to 30,000 soldiers. It's impossible. That's half a stadium. Take a big football stadium. Take half of those people in a stadium, and they're wiped out. They're killed every month. It's crazy. That war is crazy. And it would have never happened with me. And it
Take a shot.
It didn't happen for 4
Take a
years.
shot.
You just mentioned such potential land strikes. Can you elaborate anything on that? Are you talking
Yeah,
about
I'll elaborate. If they come in through a certain country or any country, or if we think they're building mills.
How long do we wait for that joke's punchline?
Or cocaine.
Forever, I guess. Yeah, what the fuck?
Colombia, the country
Big Tito,
Colombia
give
is
us the
making
fucking punchline.
Cocaine. They have cocaine manufacturing plants, okay? And then they sell us their cocaine. We appreciate that very much. But yeah,
Wait, what?
anybody that's doing
I think
that
you just
and selling
misspoke.
it into our country is subject to attack.
So not necessarily just Venezuela.
No, not just Venezuela. No. Venezuela's been very bad. Venezuela's been really bad in something else, probably worse than most, but a lot of other people do it too. They would send murderers into our country. They would empty their jails into our country.
Let's get their
They
oil.
sent people into our country that we don't want. They sent their drug dealers and their drug people into our country. They sent people from their mental institutions into our country. And we're
La
getting them
cocaína.
out. That was bad. That was real bad. And they also sent drugs. Yeah.
On Tim Walz, Mr. President, do you think he should resign over the fraud scandal in his state?
That who should?
Tim Walz, over the fraud scandal in his state.
Look, I think the man's a grossly incompetent man. I thought that from the day I watched JD destroy him in a debate. I was saying, who was more incompetent, that man or my man? I had a man and he had a man. They were both incompetent, and I had a man and a woman. I thought she was very incompetent too, but now she's leading the field, and I think she's leading the field for the nomination. Anyway, look, that's up to them. That's up to the Democrats. You know, the problem with them is they have really bad policy. And I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want them to change it necessarily because I want to run against it, whether it's not going to be me, it's going to be somebody that's going to probably sitting at this table. Could be a couple of people sitting at this table. Could be a couple of people running together sitting at this table, you know. But I want them to win because we've done a great job for this country, and I want that to be carried forward.
Wait, no third term? What the fuck?
You know, I think we have a tremendous bench, really a tremendous bench. But no, I think that Walz is a grossly incompetent man. There's something wrong with him. Okay, there's something wrong with him. And when you look at what he's done with Somalia, which is barely a country, you know, they have no anything. They just run around killing each other. There's no structure. And when I see somebody like Ilhan Omar, who I don't know at all, but I always watch her for years. I've watched her complain about our Constitution, how she's being treated badly. Our Constitution, the United States of America, is a bad place. Hates everybody, hates Jewish people, hates everybody. And I think she's an incompetent person. She's a real terrible person. But when I watch what is happening in Minnesota, the land of 1,000 lakes, or however many lakes they have, they got a lot of lakes, but this beautiful place, and I see these people ripping it off, and now I'm understanding, and you're going to look at that, Scott, I hear they ripped off Somalians, ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions.
Investigate
every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks.
Facts, bro.
And we
Facts.
don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries, too. I can say it about other countries, too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
Facts.
Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage.
Yeah,
Her
she
friends
is.
are garbage.
Yeah, they are.
These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great.
Nope.
These are people that do nothing but complain.
Love the decorations. Thank
They
you.
complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain, and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country.
I love it,
Let them
dude.
go back to where they came from and fix it. Okay? Thank you very much, everybody.
Time to go.
Thank you very much.
Holy shit, dude. He just ends it with that. That's crazy. Get the fuck out. All right. It's dinner time for me, boys and girls. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I wanted to finish that because that was epic. That was the last one of the year. I wanted to finish it. But I am hungry. I need to eat some food. That's what I need. I need some food in my fat belly. ASAP. So that's what I'm gonna go do. Are we eating some? No, dude, we're not eating some. No. 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 I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Much love. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Be good. And Merry Christmas.